Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Denny's Carpet, First Harrison Bank, Morgan's Auto Salvage, Our Place Drug and Alcohol Services, Prosser Career Education Center. Get ready for the excitement, the rivalries, and the hometown pride. It's Real Country 96.9 WKLO, your home for local sports.
Well, it's the beginning of a doubleheader day as the second Saturday of the new year features a matinee in one of the biggest gyms anywhere in the state of Indiana. Two teams looking for a win, with each having tough seasons, at least to this point. Good afternoon and welcome to our girls basketball broadcast right here on 96.9 WKLO, online at WKLO969.com, on our YouTube channel at WKLO 96.9, or on your Alexa. We hope you're having a great Saturday so far. Alongside our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play story. Come on in for this gathering of family, friends, and fans as the North Harrison Lady Cats, with a 3-13 record on the season, have arrived after a long bus ride up State Road 135 and into US 50. They're here to take on the Seymour Lady Owls, who come in with a 5-11 record on the season here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on the newly named Donna Sullivan Court on the campus of Seymour High School here in the city of Seymour. Entering this week, Seymour had lost 10 out of 11, and they are playing at home for the third time this week. The good news for Seymour is they have gotten on a bit of a roll here lately, won 3 straight. 2 of those wins came against the Scottsburg Warriorettes. Seymour ended up beating Scottsburg in the 7th place game of the Donna Cheatham Holiday Classic at Charles Meyer Gymnasium on Donna Cheatham Court there at the very end of December, on December 30th more specifically. And then the Lady Owls proceeded to beat Scottsburg in their first game back from break to begin the 2026 portion of the schedule, winning 70-31 on Tuesday night. Seymour then came back on Thursday and had a tough conference matchup in the Hoosier Hills, taking on Columbus East. And the good news for Seymour was they were able to find a way to win after blowing a 9-point lead at halftime. Columbus East came back to take a 4-point lead into the fourth and final quarter. But for Seymour, one of their senior guards, Claire Skaggs, ended up hitting the game-winning shot with just about a second on the clock to give Seymour the victory over the Lady Olympians. Seymour now 5-11, winners of 3 straight. We saw them back before Christmas when they played Corydon Central on the road. And this is a team that plays a physical man-to-man defense. That's typically what they do. We might see a little bit of zone. They might press a little bit as well. Offensively, this is a team that's had their ups and downs, to say the least. They're only averaging about 42 points per contest so far. And their leading scorer is Sophie Skidmore, who happens to be their best player. The 5'8" senior guard is averaging a team-high 12 points per game to go with 4 rebounds. She doesn't just lead them statistically, she leads them in every other way as well. As Skidmore goes, so goes Seymour. And that's what their head coach, Nathan Owen, said earlier in the season when we talked to him back right before Christmas on December 23rd when they lost at Corydon Central. Seymour, though, does have a lot of seniors on this team. Mentioned Claire Skaggs, who hit the game winner against Columbus East on Thursday night. Emmy Munson, a 5'8" senior wing who's averaging 7 points per contest. Abby Oddie, a 5'6" senior. And then Kelsey Hunsley, a 5'9" senior at forward, averaging 7 points and 3 rebounds per game. She is the interior presence for this Seymour team, at least in the starting lineup. For the North Harrison Lady Cats, they're coming in having lost 4 of their last 5, having won at home against Salem, but then lost to Tell City and Edgewood. And that Tell City game on a neutral court down at South Spencer, lost to Edgewood in the first game of the Orleans tournament that took place 2 days after Christmas. But then the Lady Cats bounced back to blow out Eastern Green before losing last Saturday just up the road from here at Trinity Lutheran, and then at home against Floyd Central on Tuesday night. So far for North Harrison, it is Grace Goldman who's carrying this team as far as the leadership statistically and in every other way on the floor as well. Grace is averaging 20 points and 7 rebounds to go with 2.5 assists per game. Olivia Brown has started to find her shooting eye throughout the course of the season. 5'9" junior guard is averaging 11 points and 4 rebounds per contest for the Lady Cats. They've had contributions from a variety of others this season, including Carly Chapman, the 6-foot senior forward, who's averaging just under 5 points to go with 7 rebounds per game. And Bree Beach has had a few games here and there where she has really shined. Beach is a 5'4" junior who's averaging 3.7 points per game for the Lady Cats. They're coming in today looking to pick up a huge road win and a place they have not won very often in the past. In fact, the Lady Cats have only won one other time in this building, and you have to go back a few years. I think 2018 was the last time that North Harrison actually won here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium against Seymour. So they'll look to do that here today on the road. I had a chance to talk to both teams' head coaches before this matchup today. I talked with Seymour head coach Nathan Owen and North Harrison head coach Dakota Brooks as well. You'll be able to hear from both coaches after the break here as our Davis Crush Stone pregame show continues from Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on Donna Sullivan Court. Located at 8605 Big John Road in DePaul. For all of your crushed stone, lime, and aggregate needs, call Davis Crush Stone at 812-347-2707. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
At First Harrison, the Banking Butler is more than just a banking app. It's who we are. It's a level of service we've delivered for more than 130 years. If you need to borrow money for a home loan, car loan, even loans for boats, RVs, you name it, First Harrison Bank will get you competitive rates with fast, local decisions. Apply online at firstharrison.com. The Banking Butler. It's who we are. Keep it easy. Keep it local. First Harrison Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Harrison County Hospital's orthopedic surgeons of Harrison County, they know pain and limited mobility can take a toll on your life. That's why the expert team is there, providing comprehensive, full-time orthopedic care right in our community. Led by Dr. John Connor, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, along with physician assistant Christina Gunter and nurse practitioner Jeannie Doan. They deliver personalized care to help you move freely again. Don't let pain hold you back. Call Harrison County Hospital today and take the first step toward recovery. 812-734-3800 or online hchin.org.
We continue along with our Gold 98.7 pregame show right here on WSEZ. We continue along with our Davis Crush Stone pregame show here on 96.9 WKLO. Seymour hosting North Harrison today here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. It's a big day, and we'll talk to Seymour head coach Nathan Owen about that here during our pregame coverage here momentarily. But Coach Owen, for our listeners who may be hearing from you for the first time or hearing about the Seymour girls program for the first time in a while, what's your background in coaching, and how did you end up being the head coach here at Seymour?
Well, I'm graduated from Orleans High School. Played for Coach Dembo, back in '95. Afterwards, I moved to Florida and coached basketball down in Okeechobee High School, and then decided to move back because family was being born, a lot of nephews and nieces, and then just kind of floated around a little bit. It came to Seymour, was boys assistant for a while, and then girls assistant. And then when Coach Longmire stepped down, I filled the spot. So it's been a nice journey, and I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah, and it looks like, too, obviously we saw you all back in December when you played Corydon Central, so we got a chance to see your team. So what's it been like working with this group throughout the season now that you're 16 games in?
It's a lot better now because we really struggled early. When we played Corydon, we didn't put it together, but since then the girls have been very positive. They keep showing up for practice every single day, and we've had a little bit of success here recently, and so they're more confident and having a lot more fun, so let's keep that going.
No question. Well, and I know your leader, of course, is Sophie Skidmore on this team, not just from a statistical point of view, but also just from the way that she leads emotionally and out there on the floor. So what's it meant to have her out there along with the rest of your seniors as well?
Well, she's been wonderful because I tell the girls all the time, here she is. She's our one college basketball player that's signed. And every single day she's the first place in any set of running we have to do. I don't get any complaints from her. She works her tail off. She gets knocked down the court. She's back up and says, I can keep going, coach. So when your best player is doing that, then everybody else kind of has to step up and do the same. And then the other seniors, they're just fun to be around. I want them to have so much success. I can't stand it, but they're also unselfish. It hurts them. They don't want to shoot the ball. They want to share it too much, but we're convincing them that they help us so much more when they play. So fun group to be around.
Yeah, and I've noticed, too, obviously, outside of Sophie, you've got a very balanced group. Looks like you have a lot of girls who can do some different things for you out there on the floor. So what's that been like working with a team like that this year?
It's fun, and it also gets aggravating sometimes because we've had several girls either hit 20 or get close to 20, and then the next game, they won't shoot. But imagine if they put that together. Now, you're not going to get that all in one game, but if you can have, 4 of them have that attitude in one night, we're a tough team to beat. If they don't, then anybody can come in here and beat us. But that's what makes coaching so fun is the challenges. If it was easy, I wouldn't want to do it.
Right. Well, and I know defensively, that's something we talked about last time when you were at Corydon as well. So how have you improved on that side of the floor so far?
We went away from, like I told you down there, we went away from what we had been doing I was pretty frustrated with our effort. And then I let them know that after the tournament, we were going back to our system, and we're going to run it or you're going to sit. And they've had a lot of fun running it. We've had success. And I guess Columbus East the other night, with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left, Columbus East has 5 points. We had some letdowns with some fouls after that, but we held a team to 5 points basically almost going into halftime. So when we're focused and we're not fouling, we can play really good defense this way. So I think they're enjoying it now. They've calmed down. As long as they'll talk, we'll be fine.
Yeah, and I know obviously that Corydon gave a tough loss for your team that night. You had to turn around, play in a tournament the next week, and then you've had a couple other games since then. So where have you seen the most growth here, especially lately, from your team?
Well, just being willing to shoot. And the reason I say that is I'm a defensive coach, but every coach knows that you can only go so long without offense before it starts to affect your defense. And
right.
So now that the girls are shooting the ball and hitting some, their energy on defense is back. And that's what makes it fun. So we got to keep convincing them that if the shot doesn't fall, the defense keeps us in the games. But those shots will eventually fall if you keep shooting. And so, I've just been pretty happy. We played a great East Central team, played them pretty well. We played Brownstown a second time and had them beat. And we had some turnovers there at the end. We were ahead in the fourth quarter. And then we've had 3 wins since then. So we're seeing improvement. I'm proud of them, and we just want to keep it going.
Yeah, and I know this week, of course, you've already played twice, so this is kind of a sectional type schedule for you all, playing 3 games in 1 week. So good preparation, getting ready for the postseason coming up, which, believe it or not, Coach, it's coming up real soon.
Yeah, we talk about urgency. We've talked about it all year, and the seniors always think I'm trying to make them sad. I'm like, I'm not making you sad. I'm saying we only have a little bit of time to fix this, and I will miss them. I miss them. We're starting to cut back practice. I'm like, that was your last 5:30 practice, So I am already starting to miss those things, but like you said, this is a great opportunity to get ready for sectional. We do plan to fight for sectional. I don't care what our record says. Our jobs get better every day, and we're going to go in there to win that thing. But this is a good chance for us because our opponent today, North Harrison, they give us matchup problems. And so I don't care what their record says. They're going to come in here ready to play, and they've got 2 scorers that can put us out based on how we score. So this is going to be a good opportunity for both teams.
Well, and as far as your matchup today with North Harrison and preparing for them, I know you've only really had one day to focus exclusively on them. So as you look at the Lady Cats coming in, what stands out to you about their team?
Goldman and Brown for sure. Goldman, she's going to run everything. And if she comes out and has a career night, we can't win. She averages a little bit over half of what our team averages. So if we lose her and let her get open threes, she's going to burn us there. We close out the wrong way, she's going to go around us and cause us problems, even foul problems. And then Brown, I think, does a nice job of filling in those points. And the other girls do a great job, too. They're role players, and that's what that team needs, So if anybody else out of those top 2 step up and score 10 points, we're going to have a really bad night tonight. So we've got to hold those 2 and then not let anybody else have a career night. That's a good challenge.
Yeah, no question. And as far as the Lady Owls go coming into this matchup, everybody, I know you've had some sickness going through the team throughout December and into January. So as far as the team goes, are they ready to go today?
We're going to go with whoever can go. But, yeah, you're right. We have 3 that have had the flu pretty bad, and they're bouncing back, but they can't go very many minutes. And then you'll see them coughing during the entire game. But, we'll be easy on them and let them ease their way back in, and the others just know they have to step up.
No doubt. Coach Owen, thank you so much for taking the time for the talk. You and the Lady Owls have a good game here at home today with North Harrison.
Yep, thanks for having us, and go Owls.
All right, Nathan Owen joining us here in our Davis Crush-Stowe pregame show. Stay with us. We've got Coach Brooks coming up after the break as you're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball here on 96.9 WKLO.
Are you looking for top quality crushed stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crushed Stone in DePaul. At Davis Crushed Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality crushed stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crushed Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
We continue along with our Davis Crushed Stone pregame show right here on 96.9 WKLO. The North Harrison Lady Cats here to visit Seymour for a matinee here on this Saturday. And joining us now is head coach Dakota Brooks of the Lady Cats. North Harrison coming in for this matchup. We'll get to the Seymour game here in just a moment. But Dakota, it's of course been a long time since we've seen you all here in the season, but I know for your team it's just been about growth and building confidence throughout the year. So how's that process been going along for you all since November?
Yeah, like you said, just kind of building those kids up, those young kids that we have, and getting them that experience. They've done a really good job of have kind of taken that head on and just getting more comfortable with the game speed and just kind of how we operate. Obviously, being a new coach and kind of learning our system there, but they've done a good job. And I think I shared with the girls and the coaching staff the first 7 or 8 games of our season versus the second 7 or 8 games of our season that have been played are two tales of 2 different seasons. So, in a positive way. So looking at all those numbers and sharing those with the girls has, been good. And I think, like I said, built a lot of confidence with them, and we've gotten better. So that's what we want to be, playing our best basketball at the end of this month. So I think we're on the right track of doing that.
Yeah. And so as you look at your team throughout the year, where have you seen the most growth from your girls as far as what they've been able to do on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, we have some girls that have played a lot of varsity basketball with Olivia Brown and Grace Goldman and even Carly. Just having those older leaders with that experience kind of step up and score the basketball and play their roles and live the last couple of games has really taken off. And, of course, Grace has done a good job, and even Carly filling her role on the rebounding end and defensive end. But and then also, like I said, leading those girls to fill in that confidence as well, and they've done a good job as our leaders on the team, and just continuing to grow and their abilities. So just we talk about all the time, like finishing out the season and getting better. And like I said, we've done that, and I remind them every day we want to keep playing our best basketball here at the end of the month. So.
Well, and I know you all have played a lot of really tough teams here, not just lately, but throughout the course of the season as well. Obviously, one example being Tuesday night with Lloyd Central on your home floor. So how do you think the team has handled not just playing a team like Lloyd Central, but just the schedule overall?
Yeah, I mean, we knew going into it what the schedule looked like. It is a tough schedule, and but from our perspective, I want to compete against the best, and that's what's going to make us better. Day in and day out. We talk about that in practice. Having good practices. Giving it our all, and same thing with games. We're going to get better playing against really good players and really good teams, and just not just looking at as a single season, but building on this season and into the summer, and taking the experiences that we've gotten with our young players this year and taking that into next year.
And speaking of your younger players, is there anybody on the team in particular or group that has really stepped up and have started to, I guess, add to your team more as the season's gone along?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, we have a lot of young kids and some sophomores, and Lucy Flickner, Adele Emmons, stepping up. Adele's back now after being out for an injury. But like I said, just growing in that experience, and Paisley stepped up, not having a whole lot of varsity experience in the past seasons. This year, that she's a varsity player, and she's done a good job of being a positive leader with our crew and bringing that out. And like I said, Presley, Emmons has stepped up, but it's just kind of been a collective effort and getting better, and like I said, just improving day in and day out.
And of course, today you play a team in Seymour that I know you're new to as far as seeing them. North Harrison hasn't seen them for a couple of years. Last year, weather played a factor. That game being postponed or eventually canceled. But as you look at this Seymour team coming in today, what stands out to you about what the Lady Owls have?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. They have a lot of kids that play really hard, and testament to their coaching staff and their program for doing that. But we have to. We told them before we left today. We got to play our best basketball. They're not just going to give you the game, and hopefully we can continue to play as well as we have, and hopefully pull one out today.
And obviously seeing them against Corydon Central, they're a team that likes to get after you defensively. They're physical, and they do a great job playing position as well. And plus, they're a team that really seems to respond around their senior leader, Sophie Skidmore, as well. So, I mean, they've got a pretty solid team, even though their record hasn't really shown that so far.
Yeah, I mean, Sophie's a good player. You know, we are obviously in the scouting report know where she's at all times, and then, you know, changing things up a little bit on them occasionally. We tried that in the Floyd Central game just to kind of keep the other team guessing, and, you know, just, you know, when you get to the end of the month and playoffs, postseason basketball, you're going to have to change up a little bit here and there, just kind of throw some wrinkles in. And, you know, these last couple of games, practicing that and getting good at that. And you know, like I said, she's a really good player, but we need to know where she's at all times today.
And as far as the Lady Cats go, coming in, everybody available, ready to go for this matchup?
Yep, so far we're ready to go. So.
All right, sounds good. Dakota, as always, thank you so much for taking the time for the talk. You and the Lady Cats have a good game here on the road at Seymour today.
Thanks, Dave. We appreciate you being here.
All right, no problem. Dakota Brooks joining us here, North Harrison head coach, in our Davis Crushstone pregame show. We got the starters coming up after the break as you're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Real country, pure country.
96.9 WKLO, Hardensburg, Corydon, Paoli.
Looking to update your floors? Denny's Carpet in Corydon has been your local expert for over 35 years. From cozy carpets to durable hardwoods and stylish vinyl, they have it all and at prices you love. With top-notch customer service and affordable options, they make it easy to transform your space. Plus, enjoy special discounts on select flooring. Stop by or call 812-738-8466 off Highway 62 in Corydon. Denny's Carpet, because they know quality and affordability matter.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for Seymour as we wrap up our Davis Crushstone pregame show. Seymour 5-11 on the season. They will start 4 guards and a forward today. They'll go with Claire Skaggs at 5'2" and a senior, averaging 7 points per game. Emmy Munson will be a second guard at 5'8" and a senior, 7 points per game. And then the third guard will be Kennedy Burnett, who is standing at 5'5" as a senior, 2 points and 3 rebounds per game. The one forward will be Kelsey Hunsley, who is a senior at 5'9", averaging 7 points and 3 rebounds per game. And then the fourth guard is Sophie Skidmore, their leading scorer, 5'8" and a senior, 12 points, 4 rebounds per game. Seymour averages 42. They give up 49.7. Head coach Nathan Owens in his first year, they're 5-11. North Harrison, 3-13 for the Lady Cats. They'll go with Lillian Burks, 5'4" and a senior at guard, averaging 2 points, 2.5 assists per game. Bree Beach, 5'4" and a junior, 3.7 points per game, will be the second guard. The third guard, Olivia Brown, 5'9" and a junior, 11 points, 4 rebounds per game. In the front court, Carly Chapman, 6 foot and a senior at forward, 4.7 points, 6.8 rebounds. And then Grace Goldman at 5'10" and a senior will be the second forward, 20.7 rebounds per game for the Lady Cats, who win the tip. They're coming toward us here from the northeast corner of Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. We're looking down on Donna Cheatham Court here from the corner balcony as the Lady Cats circle it around the top of the perimeter. Lillian Burks has it at the half-court circle to Olivia Brown right side, down to the corner to Goldman. Goldman will dribble down to the corner, back it out to the wing now, crosses over. Skidmore knocks it away from her out of bounds, and Sophie Skidmore with the early deflection. North Harrison will keep it. The Lady Cats are in the road blue uniforms today with the white letters and numbers. North medium block letters over the number. Harrison below the number on the front of the jersey. White trim around the collar. As the entry pass goes to Carly Chapman, misses the layup inside, but she got her own rebound and kicks it back out to Bree Beach on the left wing. Now it's Goldman with it, half-court circle. Top of the key to Chapman. Down low to Brown. Layup inside. Can't get it to go. Rolled off the front and back rim, and the rebound to Emmy Munson of Seymour. North Harrison also has the white stripe down the side of the uniform with the Lady Cat head on the side of on the back of the jersey above the number. A block shot, Claire Skaggs on the other end, shooting left baseline from 10 feet, hit the side of the backboard. It went off Grace Goldman out of bounds to the left baseline between the S and the E of Seymour. That's where Sophie Skidmore inbounds it to Kelsey Hunsley. Back up top to Skidmore. She dribbles to the right elbow from the left wing, out straight away to Skaggs. She'll drive in, pitch it out, but before that can happen, there was contact and a foul on North Harrison. Seymour in the home white uniforms, purple letters and numbers. They have Seymour across the front of the uniform in their, I guess you could say, their modernized font there in medium block letters. They got purple trim around the collar And the purple stripes that are parallelogram there, kind of there on the side of the shorts, and then the block letter S there on the bottom of the shorts, and then they've also got that on the back of the jersey as well. Actually, the block letter S is on both sides of the shorts as Skidmore has it off the inbound, drives it to the right baseline, pitches it out to Skaggs for a three, rolls off the front, back and front rim, and underneath, the rebound comes to Carly Chapman. Skaggs missed that from the right of the top of the key, and as Carly got the rebound, she drew contact on Kelsey Hunsley, who is their primary post presence inside for Seymour. That's her first, team's first as well.
Carly had really good positioning there. She would have never got that rebound. She blocked out real well.
She's second on the team at 6.8 rebounds per game. And then a blind pass from Grace Goldman intercepted. Sophie Skidmore takes it the other way and lays it up and in from the right side. Not sure where Grace was going with that, but a turnover gives Seymour a 2-0 lead. They'll run if you give them a chance to. Here's Goldman with a three right wing. Can't get that to go. Rebound underneath, left block to Emmy Munson. And Olivia Brown not able to get to it. Up ahead, Munson gets it in the left corner. Actually, it's Burnett as she drives baseline, and Kennedy Burnett will draw a foul here on the Lady Cats with 6:09 to go in the opening quarter. The foul was on Grace Goldman. That'll be the first on the senior for the North Harrison. Team second here early on with 6:09 to go first quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. It's 2-0 Seymour. Inbound from Skidmore to Munson, who holds it at the half-court logo. She'll take it over to the right side now. Dribbles down to the wing, kicks it up to Skaggs, right at the top of the key. Right back it goes to Munson, then to Skaggs again between the circles. Left wing to Burnett, drives, pitches it back out to Skidmore, top of the key. She falls down, and she's going to be called for the walk. She lost control of the ball right after she fell to the ground. A turnover for Seymour with 5:49 to go here in the opening frame. Inbound to Bree Beach from Lillian Burks. Beach gives it back to Goldman, then to Beach. Seymour kind of showing a little bit of token pressure in the backcourt. Beach to the high post to Chapman above the right elbow. Over to Brown in the short corner left side to Goldman in the post. Grace turns, gets the shot off the glass over Burnett to go down. Left side of the basket for Grace. That's her first basket. We're tied at 2-2 as the Lady Owls are called for a travel. Skaggs in the front court with the steps there as she crossed the timeline with 5:28 to go here in the opening quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Paisley Book is in for North Harrison, replacing Carly Chapman. Paisley 5'10" and a junior, averaging just over a point to go with 3 rebounds per game. Goldman with it in the backcourt, throws it across the timeline to Burks left side. Up top to Olivia Brown at the top of the arc. Back over down to Goldman right side. Lobs it down low to Paisley Book. Got the ball knocked loose, and Skidmore touched it last, and now Book is down on the ground. She fell kind of awkwardly there. I thought Skidmore actually had touched it before Book did when it went out of bounds, but the official did not see it that way, so North Harrison will have to set up their full-court press, their 1-2-2 full-court press against Seymour. Munson with it, dribbles toward the middle, gets it up to Skaggs across the timeline to the right side. Claire Skaggs back to Sophie Skidmore, and just as Skidmore was about to cross midcourt, she caught it, and it is an over and back that'll be called against the Lady Owls. Skaggs is out, and Abby Oddie is in for the first time. Oddie is 5'6" and a senior, averaging 2 points and 3 rebounds. Seymour with the turnovers here early. Burks gets it to Goldman on the right wing, left wing to Brown. She'll load up for a three. That one's off the back of the rim, too strong. Rebound to Hunsley under the basket. Kelsey Hunsley gets it up the floor, wide open. Oddie under the basket, out to Skidmore left corner. Drives down into the paint, turns, forces up the shot. It rolls around the right side of the rim. And on the right side, it falls in for Sophie Skidmore. She's got all 4 for Seymour. 4:39 and counting here in the first. 4-2, Lady Owls on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Burks with it in the forecourt. Goes from left to right with a dribble. Cross court to Brown, short corner, 12-foot jumper off the back of the rim. Book gets the rebound, and then she got the ball knocked loose from her, but a foul was going to be whistled on Seymour. It looks like Kelsey Hunsley is about to pick up her second. She does. That'll be the team's second as well.
Need to penetrate with the ball a little more. They're settling for shots that are a lot farther out than what they can really get. It's a little 5-footers if they just move the ball a little more.
Outside of Grace getting the one basket, everything else mostly has been outside. There was a shot earlier that was inside, but it was heavily contested, though. And now off the inbound, Goldman gets it to Burke's right side. Lillian takes it to the left, goes high post to Book. Now to Goldman, who gets it left side, throws it up off the glass, won't go off the back of the rim. Munson picks up the rebound for Seymour. She'll run it up the floor to Audie. She lost it out of bounds under the basket, and the turnover gives it back to North Harrison. Substitution for the Lady Cats. We see Adele Emmons in for the first time. Adele is 5'4" and a junior, has 5 total points in just 4 varsity appearances this year to go with 2.3 rebounds. Burnett pressuring Goldman as she brings it across midcourt. Has the ball stripped away by Skidmore, out of bounds into the left corner as the double came, and the Lady Cats will hang on to it. Down 4-2 with 3:56 to go first quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Burks is the inbounder, gets it to Brown in the left corner, back out to Burke. She fires a 3. That's short off the side of the rim. It hit twice, and the rebound underneath to Emmy Followell, who's in for the first time for Seymour. Followell is 5'7" and a senior, averaging 2 points and 4 rebounds per game. She was out sick the last time we saw Seymour down in Corydon back in December. Here's a pass to the high post from Burnett to Followell, deflected and stolen by Burks. Up ahead, there's Adele Emmons, 15-footer right side in the corner, missed it off the side of the rim. Skidmore with the rebound, back the other way. She'll drive into the paint, throw up the shot off the back of the rim. That's too strong, and Goldman in the lane to pick up the rebound for North Harrison. 3:18 left here in the first quarter, 4-2. Seymour maintaining that lead. North Harrison going to have to try to find a way to get inside against this Seymour defense. It's Goldman who has it off ball movement beyond the left wing. She'll toss it over to Adele Emmons on the right side. Adele takes it to the free throw line, back out to Goldman, fakes, drives against Kennedy Burnett. Takes it down below the right elbow, out to Brown. 3, hits it from the right wing. And Nathan Owen wants to call timeout for Seymour. 2:54 to go here in the first quarter. Our first lead change of the afternoon with North Harrison up 5-4 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
And Harrison County Hospital's orthopedic surgeons of Harrison County. They know pain and limited mobility can take a toll on your life. That's why the expert team is there, providing comprehensive, full-time orthopedic care right in our community. Led by Dr. John Connor, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, along with physician assistant Christina Gunter and nurse practitioner Jeannie Doan. They deliver personalized care to help you move freely again. Don't let pain hold you back. Call Harrison County Hospital today and take the first step toward recovery. 812-734-3800 or online hchin.org.
5-4 North Harrison after Olivia Brown buried a tray right before the timeout from Nathan Owen. 2:54 to go in the opening quarter. North Harrison returns to the floor with a little bit of a different look. Lucy Flickner is in for the first time. She is a 5'4" sophomore, 1.6 points, 1.2 rebounds per game. On the other end, a 3 from the right corner short from Abby Oddie, and the rebound comes down to the Lady Cats. It's Goldman with it across the timeline. Grace gives it up over left to right to Lillian Burks, down to the corner to Adele Emmons, drives toward the baseline, got the ball knocked loose, and then got hit. Emmy Munson stood her ground. Emmons fell to the floor, and it went off of her head out of bounds. So it will end up going back to Seymour. That was the right idea. It was just the wrong time with too many people in there, and then a turnover in the backcourt. Nathan Owen is beside himself right now. The inbound came to Claire Skaggs, threw it right back to Skidmore, who had not stepped completely across the line. So she steps out of bounds, and Seymour gives North Harrison the ball under their own basket.
Turnovers are hurting them more than anything else right now.
Off the inbound, Brown missing the layup left side. Rebound to Seymour. Audie's the one who brings it ahead. Gets it to Munson, to Skaggs. Right corner 3 off the left side of the rim. Karam's right side into the hands of Goldman. Grace now will bring it across the timeline. And she's got Skaggs all over her. Claire Skaggs going to be called for a foul here. That will be her first of the afternoon, and that'll be 3 now on Seymour. Didn't know we were going to have 2 quarters of JV until we saw the teams switch sides there in between quarters. So the varsity game started a little earlier than we expected. Nevertheless, with 2:13 to go in the opening quarter, it's still 5-4 Seymour, leading Seymour here at North Harrison, leading Seymour. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Morgan's Auto Salvage has been serving the community for many years and have been in the car business since 1984. Morgan's Auto Salvage has late model car, truck, and now carrying semi-truck parts. Can't find a part? With Nationwide Locator, you can find any part you need for your car, truck, or semi. Located on North State Road 37 in Paoli, Indiana. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Check out their Facebook page at Morgan's Auto Salvage. For questions, call 812-723-2121. Let Morgan's Auto Salvage experience go to work for you.
Are you looking for top quality crushed stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crushed Stone in DePaul. At Davis Crushed Stone, they have been serving southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality crushed stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crushed Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
2:13 to go here in the opening quarter here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on Donna Sullivan Court. The court about to be dedicated to the Hall of Famer Coach Sullivan here today. She is in the building along with many of her former players from the 1985-86 and 86-87 teams. North Harrison out of the Seymour timeout. Goldman firing a deep three left corner above it and missed it off the back of the rim. Sophie Skidmore has the rebound carom to her as she gets it across midcourt to the left side now with Adele Emmons on her in the man-to-man. Top of the key pass to Emmy Munson. Munson bounces it to Burnett in the corner, dribbles up, gives it back out to Munson, then back to Burnett on the right wing. She'll dribble in, kick it back out to Skidmore, around to Oddie for a three left wing. That one's off, rolls off the back of the rim. Rebound fought for between Burnett and Adele Emmons in the lane. The jump ball will go toward Seymour. Seymour also 0 for 4 from behind the arc so far, while North Harrison has just made one on 5 attempts to this point. Inbound from Burnett to Followell on the right wing. Emmy Followell dribbles up, gives it up to Abby Oddie now between the circles, over to Munson, who caught it, then turned around, bobbled it, and lost it out of bounds into the North Harrison bench.
That's 7 turnovers. That's what doing more damage to them than anything right now.
That was the problem against Corridon, too. They had way too many turnovers in that game. Carly Chapman checks back in for the Lady Cats. Lillian Burks goes to the bench as Olivia Brown is also back out there. Flickner also out there along with Goldman and Brown. Work at the Brown left wing. Olivia fires the three. That one's off the back of the rim too much on that one. Rebound fought for. That should have been a jump ball. No call there. Followell gets it ahead. Burnett lays it up and in for Seymour. On the left side of the basket, Kennedy Burnett makes it 6-5 as they get the lead back for the second time. And then a steal at midcourt. Emmons got it stolen as Oddie lays it up. Foul is going to be called up the floor with 56 seconds to go. Grace Goldman trying to run down Abby Oddie to try to stop her from getting the layup, but Grace was unsuccessful and was successful in making her miss. However, she did commit her second foul. Team's third here in the first quarter with 56 seconds to go. Oddie at the line, first free throw, front rim, back rim, and rolls in. Abby Oddie will have one more shot coming up here for Seymour. She makes it a 7-5 lead now with 56.3 seconds to go first quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Now it's 8-5 as she knocks that one in. So here comes Goldman with it up the floor left side. North Harrison giving up the last 4 points to the Lady Owls. Goldman to midcourt, gives it up to Chapman left wing. Into the post now to Brown. Back out to Goldman. She fakes, drives around Skidmore, gets inside. How is there not a foul? She got absolutely grabbed on the arm going to the basket, and then a tie-up as the ball got loose at the right elbow. Olivia Brown gets tied up by Abby Oddie. Sophie Skidmore got Grace right on the forearm there going to the basket, and the official just watched it happen. Inbound will come from the U of Seymour right baseline. Adele Emmons out to Goldman at the volleyball line right side. Grace will look now. She'll dribble it over to the left side. And Emmy Followell, they called that. That wasn't much.
No, little bump.
Emmy Followell will pick up the foul. That's her first, team's fourth. I just don't understand how a grab on the forearm and a little bump are that different. I mean, one was clearly a foul. The other one really wasn't.
They're really keying down on Grace. They're trying to keep her from doing anything, and they're kept her away from the basket. I have to give them credit.
Outside of one shot, they've really done a good job keeping her out of the paint. Lady Cats rotated around the perimeter. Brown has it right corner and then throws it away to Kennedy Burnett, who brings it up the floor from the top of the key. Missed the left side layup. Rebound underneath to Ava Creedy. She lost it and then back up with it as Emmy Followell for her first two from the right side of the basket. Goldman with a running three-point shot from the right side. Missed it almost entirely. Just hit the side of the backboard to close out the first quarter. Seymour out in front, 10-5, closing the quarter on a 6-0 run here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Hi, this is John Bender. Cooler weather, it's on its way. The Department of Energy says a properly insulated home can save you up to 20% off your heating and cooling expense. So make sure your home is properly insulated this fall. The Owens Corning ProCat Low-Fill Insulation System makes it quick and affordable to properly insulate your home. You can do it yourself, or we can recommend a contractor to help you. Learn how easy you can add insulation with the ProCat Insulation System by visiting us at Bender Lumber. Local people serving local needs for over 90 years.
Giving parental permission for children to drink might feel like a chance for safe supervision, but the reality is you're increasing the risk of future alcohol abuse and negative consequences. In addition to the potential for misuse down the road, we also know that alcohol use by teenagers has a damaging effect on brain development. If you really want the best for your child, ask yourself, what message are you sending? Paid for by Our Place Drug and Alcohol Education Services.
Second quarter getting started here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on the soon-to-be newly dedicated Donna Sullivan court. It's North Harrison trailing Seymour 10-5 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. Seymour will start the second quarter with possession. Ava Creedy out there on the floor, by the way. She is a 5-foot junior, averaging a point and a rebound per game. She's out there with Abby Oddie, as well as Sophie Skidmore, as well as Emmy Followell for the Lady Owls, and then Kennedy Burnett, who drives it across the key from the right side out to Oddie, misses the three left wing back of the rim, but it is Creedy who gets the rebound right side of the floor. Out to Skidmore, who has it now at the half-court circle. Sophie takes it to the right side, gives it up to the wing now to Burnett, down to the corner to Followell. That's a long two if it goes. And she knocks it down. That foot was clearly on the line, but Emmy Followell's got four all of a sudden, and the lead is now up to 12-5. Here comes North Harrison. Burks to Brown, corner three, right side, off the front of the rim, no good. Burnett gets the rebound. Underneath, left block up ahead. Seymour out on the run. Missed layup for Burnett again. Rebound loose on the floor. Burks comes out of there with it for North Harrison, and then Coach Brooks able to call a timeout before Adele Emmons could bring it up the floor for the Lady Cats. 7:04 to go second quarter. Seymour on an 8-0 run, leading 12-5. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
At First Harrison, the banking butler is more than just a banking app. It's who we are. It's a level of service we've delivered for more than 130 years. First Harrison is here to make it easy for local business owners with real estate loans, construction loans, SBA loans, lines of credit, treasury management, and merchant services. You will get competitive rates and fast local decisions. The Banking Butler. It's who we are. Keep it easy. Keep it local. First Harrison Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Harrison County Hospital's orthopedic surgeons of Harrison County, they know pain and limited mobility can...
7:04 to go second quarter of play. 12-5 Seymour in front. The Lady Owls have scored 8 consecutive points without anything from North Harrison. The Lady Cats standing around shooting jump shots. Got to try to find a way to get to the rim. Bree Beach gets it from Grace Goldman, front court left side. There's a good move for Beach. Missed the layup, however, left side. Chapman gathers the rebound. Followell knocks it away from her out of bounds. And it will end up going back over to Seymour after that. That's the first time since Grace got that basket early on that the Lady Cats have even tried to go to the lane.
They have just absolutely got to go inside and drive. They're shooting and settling for shots and they're hurrying. They've got to get back under control.
They're 2 out of 16 shooting, so you got to do something different if the jump shot's not working. Burnett has it for Seymour off ball movement, gives it up to Skidmore, right elbow jumper, too strong back of the rim. Creedy under the basket, misses the putback left side, and then Goldman able to gather in the rebound for North Harrison. Up the floor now, Brown will slow it down. Olivia's out there with Bree Beach along with Grace Goldman as well as Adele Emmons, who gets it right wing down to Goldman in the post. She turns on Followell, spins. Good move there.
Nice.
Gets the shot off the glass, and it rolls in from the right side of the lane. 4 for Grace Goldman.
Spun left, then spun right. Got herself squared, shot.
She's quicker and a little taller than Followell, so that does help there. Creedy has it in the right corner, and Bree Beach getting just a little too aggressive there defensively. Kind of knocked into her there, I should say, in that right corner. The foul will be on Bree. That'll be her first, and that will be the team's first of the quarter on the Lady Cats. Seymour goes to the bench. They send two players in to replace Emmy Followell and Ava Creedy. They go back with Kelsey Hunsley as well as Claire Skaggs. Skaggs gets the inbound, or Hunsley rather gets the inbound on the right wing. They circle it around to Skaggs on the left side after it went through Burnett and also Skidmore. Skaggs backs it out, gives it to Burnett, drives it baseline left side, kicks it back out to Skidmore along the sideline, takes it down to the wing now, one-on-one with Adele Emmons. Pass high post goes to Hunsley, out to Burnett. 3, missed badly there, but the rebound from the right side to Skaggs. For some reason, I'm getting them mixed up, and there's no way that should be happening. Here's Brown with it underneath, goes up, can't get the shot to go, but Olivia does draw contact on the right block, and she will go to the line for 2 shots. The foul is going to be called on Sophie Skidmore of Seymour. That's going to be the first on Skidmore here this afternoon. That'll be the team's first of the quarter with 5:19 to go until halftime. 12-7 Seymour in front on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Olivia at the free throw line. First free throw is up. She knocks that in for her 4th point of the afternoon. Her and Grace Goldman have all the points now for North Harrison. Trims that lead back to 4. Beach is out of the lineup for the Lady Cats, and for the first time today, we see Rebecca Griffiths in there. Griffiths is 5'3" and a senior. Does not score a point, but does have 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 4 steals in 7 prior varsity games this year. Second free throw for Olivia is good. 68% free throw shooter. 15 of 22 prior to today. She makes it 12-9 now after getting her 5th point of the afternoon. Seymour with it now as Emmy Munson is back on the floor. Skaggs gets it to her. Now to Hunsley, high post, drives in, misses the runner from the front of the basket. Rebound trickles out to Oddie, over to Skidmore for a 3. Missed it left wing off the back of the rim. Rebound again inside to Oddie. And North Harrison starting to give up too many chances to Seymour on offense. Back to Munson, 3 left corner. That one hits the left side of the rim. Brown finally able to garner the rebound for the Lady Cats. Working up the floor now. It's Burks with it across the midcourt stripe to the right. Now to Goldman down on the wing. Goldman straight away to Adele Emmons. Over to Rebecca Griffiths on the left wing. High post to Brown. Gets it inside to Goldman. And Emmy Munson going to be called for a reach-in foul there as Goldman kind of ducked in on her right in the middle of the paint. The foul on Munson, her first, team's second. 4:32 to go in the second quarter. 12-9 Seymour on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Emmy Followell is back in for Seymour, 5'7" senior, averaging 2 points and 4 rebounds. Goldman has it on the left wing off the inbound, drives in, gets the shot off the glass, and good off that for Grace for her 6th point. Cuts the lead down to 1 now as North Harrison's gone on a 6-0 run. Skaggs into the front court with it to Oddie on the right wing. Abby Oddie backs it out. Adele Emmons comes out to guard her. Circles it over to Skaggs' left side. Up to Skidmore with Griffiths on her. Skidmore gets it down low to Followell. She'll lay it in left side of the basket.
Nice pass.
Emmy Followell with her 6 points. Skidmore got by Griffiths there, and unfortunately for Rebecca, she's going to give up some size and some muscle as well. Goldman gets the pass into the right corner, dribbles down, kicks it up to Burks, top of the key. Lillian gets a screen, drives right, fell down, and then it went right by Grace into the Seymour bench. So the Lady Cats give one up there with 3:43 to go till halftime. Seymour 14, North Harrison 11 after the Followell basket on the previous trip. She's got 6 as the Lady Owls lead by 3 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Followell gets it high post from Oddie from the right wing. Back out to Oddie in the right corner. She'll dribble up to the wing, load up for a 3. Missed that one off the left side of the glass. The rebound caroms right to Adele Emmons. Both teams settling for a lot of 3-point shots and not making really any of them so far. Burks drives it to the right baseline and dribbles it off her knee out of bounds. she tried to challenge Skidmore. And, I mean, I'm sorry, none of these North Harrison girls outside of Goldman and Brown are really strong enough to be able to withstand her physical play out there.
She's tough.
You can't just drive into her.
No.
It's not going
to work.
You're going
to bounce off and
regret it. A couple of Corridon girls found that out when they played them back in December. Oh, there's Goldman getting a steal. Oddie trying to go up top to Followell from the left wing, and Grace goes coast-to-coast AM for the layup. Timeout with 2:55 to go here in the second quarter. Seymour calls it, and they're up 14-13 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
And Harrison County Hospital's orthopedic surgeons of Harrison County. They know pain and limited mobility can take a toll on your life. That's why the expert team is there, providing comprehensive, full-time orthopedic care right in our community. Led by Dr. John Connor, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, along with physician assistant Christina Gunter and nurse practitioner Jeannie Doan. They deliver personalized care to help you move freely again. Don't let pain hold you back. Call Harrison County Hospital today and take the first step toward recovery. 812-734-3800 or online hchin.org.
2:55 left here in the second quarter of play here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on Donna Cheatham Court. Seymour calling timeout to try to reset. Claire Skaggs out there along with Sophie Skidmore, as well as Emmy Followell and Abby Oddie. Also, Kelsey Hunsley is out there for the Lady Owls. Inbound from Skaggs, looking, gives it into Skidmore. North Harrison counters with Lillian Burks, Lucy Flickner, as well as Presley Emmons, who's in for the first time today. And Presley, coming in as a 5'4" junior, has 9 total points and 9 rebounds to go with 5 assists and 7 steals in 11 varsity games this year. She's out there with Goldman as well as Brown. Here's a drive, Skidmore, and she decides to take matters into her own hands this time. Goes left side and draws contact, probably on Olivia Brown, I believe. That is going to be the first on Olivia today, and that will be the team's second of the quarter on the Lady Cats. 2 shots for Skidmore. First one is up. She knocks that one down. First point of the quarter for Sophie Skidmore. She's got 5 now on the afternoon. Followell is out for Seymour. Kennedy Burnett returns to the lineup again, the 5'5" senior guard. Skidmore takes 2 dribbles, eyes it, lines it up, and rolls it from right to left off the rim with Olivia Brown there to grab the rebound. Now back the other way with it is Goldman. She gets it across midcourt left side, takes it down to the wing, goes between defenders, gets inside, lays it up, counted, and the foul to go with it. What a move from Grace. That was smooth.
Very, very good.
Took it right past the defender as she ties this game up at 15. It's the second time we've been tied here this afternoon. We were tied at 2-2 earlier. Followell is in replacing Hunsley, and then Oddie is out. And back in for her is Emmy Munson. Meantime, Paisley Book is back on the floor for the Lady Cats. She replaces Lillian Burks. So now it'll be Presley Emmons with Paisley Book, Olivia Brown, Grace Goldman, and Lucy Flickner. The free throw is off the back of the rim for Grace, who came in an 80% free throw shooter. 15 all now. 2:13 left second quarter. First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. North Harrison has come back after trailing by 7. Here's a steal in the front court. Presley Emmons takes it away from Claire Skaggs on the right wing to Lucy Flickner. Takes it up the left side of the floor. Gets it out to the volleyball line to Grace Goldman. Over to Brown right at the top of the key. Olivia holds, looking for the screen. She'll get it. She'll look for Goldman. Gets it to her on the left wing. Goldman turns. She's got Skidmore on her. Goldman gets it inside.
Nice.
There was a lot of contact. No call there. Munson gets the rebound.
Nice little scoop move she made.
And gets up ahead. Skaggs with it over to Burnett, and she lays it in off the left side of the basket.
That was a good pass. She saw her all the way across the lane.
I think the only reason Grace didn't get a foul call there was because she didn't go hard enough. If she'd gone up harder, that probably might have drawn the contact there.
Probably would.
Flickner driving right baseline. She got bailed out there a little bit. She sold that call. That's more how Grace should have done the first time around. Foul will be on Seymour's Claire Skaggs. That'll be her second and the team's third. Skaggs will come out. Ava Creedy is back on the floor for the Lady Owls. She is 5 foot and a junior. Inbound will come from Presley Emmons from the U of Seymour. There on the left or right baseline, I should say, for North Harrison. She'll inbound at the Brown right wing. Olivia with Seymour up by 2, 1:13 to go second quarter. Dribbles around to the left side. Threw it past Goldman. Grace, though, retrieves it before it goes out of bounds.
Lucky she got a hold of that.
Good thing Grace is 5'10", too. That certainly helps there a
little
little bit.
That length.
Brown gets it at the half-court circle now with less than a minute remaining. Hand off to Flickner, who comes to get it, takes it below the timeline left. Flickner drives inside, throws up a shot, missed it off the back of the rim. Skidmore dives in to get the rebound right in the paint. She'll run it all the way up the floor, goes to the right side, misses the fadeaway off the side of the rim there. Rebound comes down to Goldman. Grace gets it to the right wing, drives it into the paint, throws the shot up, and it rolls softly off the back of the rim and in. That's 10 in the quarter for Goldman. We're tied for the third time at 17 all. 25 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Followell gets it from Skidmore. Ball gets knocked loose. Skidmore recovers it. Flickner trying to get it from her. Here's Skidmore driving by everybody to get to the basket, and she lays it in because Grace Goldman stepped in there. She has 2 fouls, and she could not afford to pick up that third. Goldman gets it from Brown in the backcourt. Grace advances it across the right side of the timeline. Has it now into the corner to Brown. 3 with 2 seconds to go. That rolls off the left side of the rim. Paisley Book got pushed, I think, right before the end of the quarter as Emmy Munson grabs the rebound to close out the second quarter. It's not been the prettiest game, but Seymour does have the lead, 19-17 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on Donna Cheatham Court. Coming up here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium, they're about to honor their Hall of Fame head coach, Donna Sullivan. The court will officially be dedicated to her at halftime, so we'll talk a little bit about that during the ceremony. We'll also bring you first half stats and analysis, and we'll tell you about what we've got coming up later this evening as well. All of that coming up at halftime here from Lloyd Scott Gymnasium, where Seymour leads 19-17 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard over North Harrison. Listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
Looking to update your floors? Denny's Carpet in Corden has been your local expert for over 35 years. From cozy carpets to durable hardwoods and stylish vinyl, they have it all and at prices you love. With top-notch customer service and affordable options, they make it easy to transform your space. Plus, enjoy special discounts on select flooring. Stop by or call 812-738-8466 off Highway 62 in Corden. Denny's Carpet, because they know quality and affordability matter.
Hi, I'm Emery Jones, Career Education Coordinator at Prosser in New Albany. It's never too late to level up your life. Whether you're changing careers or finishing your education, Prosser Adult Education offers affordable classes to help you earn workforce readiness, improve your skills, or train for a high-demand job. Visit ProsserCareers.com or call us at 812-542-8508 to get started. Prosser Adult Education. Your future, your move.
And Harrison County Hospital's orthopedic surgeons of Harrison County. They know pain and limited mobility can take a toll on your life. That's why the expert team is there, providing comprehensive, full-time orthopedic care right in our community. Led by Dr. John Connor, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, along with physician assistant Christina Gunter and nurse practitioner Jeannie Doan. They deliver personalized care to help you move freely again. Don't let pain hold you back. Call Harrison County Hospital today and take the first step toward recovery. 812-734-3800 or online hchin.org.
Are you looking for top quality crushed stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crushed Stone in DePaul. At Davis Crushed Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality crushed stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crushed Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
Well, it is a special day here at Seymour High School, here inside Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. The Seymour girls basketball program recognizing their greatest teams from the past, going back to the 1985-86 and 86-87 seasons when Seymour finished with a 45-7 record over those two seasons. They made it to the Final Four, I think, at least one of those seasons. Back in the single class era, this was back before we had the four classes, where anybody could play anybody, regardless of school size, in the Indiana high school basketball state tournament. That didn't just apply to the boys or to the 54 Milan Miracle. That also applied to girls basketball as well. And the Hall of Fame head coach, Donna Sullivan, also getting the court named after her, as her two greatest teams are being recognized here today as well. So this is certainly a very special day. Coach Sullivan, of course, is an assistant with the Trinity Lutheran girls basketball program these days, still helping out with Lady Cougars basketball. And their head coach, Matt Trimnell, certainly appreciative of that, as Coach Sullivan continues to be active on the sidelines, even nowadays at Trinity Lutheran. But she has made her mark here at Seymour High School, no question about that. One of the all-time, certainly the all-time winningest coach of anybody who ever coached here in Seymour, especially when it comes to girls basketball as well. And it's just remarkable to see the fact that this team comes back. A lot of Coach Sullivan's former players able to come back today to help her celebrate the induction ceremony here, and the ceremony to name the court officially here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. So it's definitely an exciting day without question here at Seymour. Coach Sullivan was inducted into the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame back in 2002. She is a 1966 graduate of Orleans High School and also graduated from Indiana University in 1970. And then right after she graduated from IU Bloomington, she came here to Seymour and coached here for 31 seasons, starting in 1970 before her retirement in 2001. In her career here at Seymour as the head coach of this program, the Lady Owls won 10 sectional and 5 regional championships. This from the Indiana Hall of Fame website. They also won a semi-state, made it to a Final Four as well. 2 conference championships with a career record of 344 and 241. The Indiana Coaches of Girls Sports District 5 Coach of the Year 4 times. She also conducted clinics in Africa in 1985. The National Federation of High Schools Robert F. Canobie Citizenship Award in 2001, and the Indiana Coaches of Girls Sports Service Award in 2000. Among her former players is a familiar name if you follow women's college basketball, and that being Terry Morin, the head coach of the Indiana University women's basketball team. And, of course, Coach Morin played here at Seymour, was an Indiana All-Star, was a heck of a good player before she went on to continue her playing career at Purdue University. And I don't think Coach Morin is in the building today. Obviously, it's right in the middle of women's basketball season. They're in the hunt, or right in the thick of Big Ten schedule here with IU. And Coach Sullivan getting a well-deserved round of applause here for all of her accomplishments and for this Seymour girls basketball team from back in the mid-'80s when this program really, Coach Sullivan putting it on the map here. So the court being named after her today, first time this court, I think, has ever been officially christened to be named after somebody here at Seymour. Of course, this is Lloyd Scott Gymnasium, named after Lloyd Barney Scott, who was a longtime coach and principal here at Seymour High School. And a lot more former players also coming out now to be recognized. Coach Sullivan's former teams of the past, or over her 31 seasons as head coach, managers as well, I would imagine. So this is really a big day for the Seymour community as well as Seymour High School and the Seymour girls basketball program as well. What's also cool is the current iteration of the Seymour girls basketball team out here to be a part of this ceremony as well, to see what it's like for all of these great players of the past, all these women who Donna Sullivan coached and mentored throughout their time here at Seymour, and probably even beyond high school as well, for that matter. So this is certainly a great ceremony here, and certainly great to see this school honor one of their greats, and also as far as the coaches go, and then also honor one of all of their great former athletes who came through this program as well. So it is certainly a red letter day here in the city of Seymour, and certainly well-deserved honor for Donna Sullivan to have the court named after her here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. With that, we'll go through the scoring and shooting for both teams here in the first half here between North Harrison and Seymour. First for the Lady Owls, Sophie Skidmore leading the way in scoring. She's got 7 points here in the first half, got 4 in that first quarter. Skidmore 1 of 2 at the free throw line in the second quarter before she knocked down a basket there on a run out there before halftime. So Skidmore was 7 to lead Seymour in the scoring column here in the first 2 quarters of play. Meantime, as far as the rest of the team goes, Emmy Followell, who we did not see back in December, had 6 points in that first half, 2 in the first quarter and 4 in the second quarter. 1 jump shot and a couple of shots inside. Followell has 6. Kennedy Burnett, 2 in the first, 2 in the second quarter. She has 4 points so far. And Abby Oddie with a pair of free throws there in the first quarter has 2 points for Seymour here at halftime. Claire Skaggs, Emmy Munson, Kelsey Hunsley, and Ava Creedy have all seen time today, but none of them have scored for the Lady Owls, who shot 4 of 12 in the first quarter, 3 out of 14 in the second quarter. They made 7 out of 26 shots in total in that first half for just 27%. They were 0 for 10 from behind the three-point line, 0 for 4 in the first quarter, and 0 for 6 in the second quarter. And then on free throw shooting, Seymour 3 out of 4 so far, good for 75%. And, well, actually, I think I may have miscounted here. So, hold on. 4 out of 15 in that second quarter. Well, I got to do that all over again. 8 out of 27 shooting for Seymour. That makes more sense in that first half. 8 out of 27 for 30% from the floor. So, give Seymour a little more of a boost there in their shooting percentage in the first half. Meanwhile, for the North Harrison Lady Cats, it's been Grace Goldman and Olivia Brown. Goldman has 12 so far on the contest. She had 10 in that second quarter of play, all 2s. And then Olivia Brown with a 3 in the first quarter and a pair of free throws in the second quarter. 5 points for Olivia so far this afternoon. Lillian Burks, Bree Beach, Carly Chapman, Paisley Book, Presley Emmons, Lucy Flickner, Adele Emmons, and Rebecca Griffiths have all gotten in there but have not scored for the Lady Cats. They were just 2 of 14 shooting in the first quarter, did a better job getting to the basket in the second quarter as they knocked down 5 out of 10 shots from the field. So in total, North Harrison shot 7 out of 24 for 29% in that first half. 1 out of 7 from behind the three-point line in the first quarter. They did go 0 for 2 in the second quarter, so they are just 1 out of 9 from long range, good for 11%. And Brown made 2 out of 2 at the line. The Lady Cats are 2 out of 3 on free throws this afternoon for 67%. It was 10-5 Seymour at the end of the first quarter after the Lady Owls went on an 8-0 run that did span into the early part of the second quarter. North Harrison trailed by as much as 7. They did manage to tie it on a couple of occasions at 15 and 17 before Skidmore got that last basket before halftime. It was 12-9 Lady Cats in the second quarter. Seymour leading 19-17 on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard at halftime in a game that's featured 3 ties and 2 lead changes so far. The ties came at 2, 15, and 17. The additional numbers so far, Seymour winning the rebounding 18-13 over North Harrison. 6 offensive rebounds for Seymour in that first half. Emmy Followell had 4 rebounds to lead the team with 1 offensive rebound. Skidmore, Munson, and Oddie, I should say, all had 3 rebounds in that first half. Abby Oddie had 2 offensive rebounds. Ava Creedy grabbed 2 offensive rebounds in that first half. Claire Skaggs had 1 offensive board. Kennedy Burnett and Kelsey Hunsley both collected a rebound. For Seymour, 18 total, 6 on the offensive end. For North Harrison, 13 rebounds in that first half, 3 of those on the offensive glass. It was Grace Goldman who led the way with 5 rebounds. She is the game leader so far in that category. Carly Chapman, 3 rebounds, 2 of those on the offensive glass. Olivia Brown with 2 rebounds. To her credit, 1 for Lillian Burks. Paisley Book with an offensive rebound, and Adele Emmons also had a rebound in that first half. As far as turnovers are concerned, the Lady Cats had 6. Seymour turned it over 9 times, but the Lady Owls only turned it over twice in that second quarter. Seymour had 3 assists on 8 made shots in that first half. Skaggs, Skidmore, and Followell, all had 1 assist to their credit in that first half. North Harrison just dished out 1 assist on 7 made shots, and it was Grace Goldman who had that 1 assist in the first half of play. So with that, a longer halftime today. We played 2 quarters of JV earlier. The North Harrison Junior Varsity Lady Cats go on to get the win. Corey Love's team won 24-19 over Seymour. Even though they dominated most of that game, Seymour went on a big run there to close it out and just about closed in. If that game had a second half, it would have been really tough for the Lady Cats without a doubt. So the Lady Cat JV getting the victory. The North Harrison varsity team out of the locker room trailing by 2, 19-17 here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on the newly named Donna Sullivan Court as well. Also a difficult game in Bloomington for the Indiana men. They actually had a 16-point lead in the second half, and I absolutely hate to deliver this news, but Nebraska stormed back. All of a sudden, their three-point shot started working, and the Cornhuskers stay undefeated, beating Indiana in Simon Scott Assembly Hall 83-77. Tough loss for the Hoosiers, who are now 3-2 in the Big Ten, 12-4 overall. Nebraska now 16-0 as they expand on their best ever start in their basketball program's history. They're now 5-0 in the Big Ten, the number 10 team in the country, escaping Bloomington with a 6-point victory after bombing threes and getting themselves back in, digging themselves out of a 16-point deficit in that second half. Good news is the football team absolutely routed Oregon last night, 56-22. So the Hoosier football team, believe it or not, first time ever, they're going to go play for a national championship. And they will do that a week from Monday on January 19th, and they'll take on the Miami Hurricanes down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. We'll take one more break. Our halftime report wraps up, and we'll get you set for the third quarter. It's Seymour leading North Harrison 19-17. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Giving parental permission for children to drink might feel like a chance for safe supervision, but the reality is you're increasing the risk of future alcohol abuse and negative consequences. In addition to the potential for misuse down the road, we also know that alcohol use by teenagers has a damaging effect on brain development. If you really want the best for your child, ask yourself, what message are you sending? Paid for by Our Place Drug and Alcohol Education Services.
Third quarter about to get started here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on the newly christened Donna Sullivan Court. It's so official, it was actually on the scorer's table when we walked in today. So from now on, this will be Donna Sullivan Court at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. I know Seymour doesn't get a lot of notoriety nowadays for their basketball teams, but this is a facility here in this gymnasium that has hosted so many great athletes over the years, and they've had a lot of great players and coaches here at Seymour High School as well. But obviously the fans here would love to see the modern iteration of Owls athletics take off, but still, when you have somebody like Donna Sullivan, who's a Hall of Famer, and you bring back her former players and teams of the past, it's really special to see that here in this great facility that's hosted so many great players in Indiana high school basketball.
Well, they certainly picked a great coach to name the court after, and she's a class act all the way around. She's volunteered and helped so many different ways with the community here, and she's just an outstanding person. And like I said, you couldn't make a better choice, I don't think, than Donna.
Well, and all roads seem to always lead back either through here in Seymour or in Orleans. Yes. She's an Orleans grad, and guess who came through here last year on their way to the state championship?
Yeah.
The Orleans boys.
So they're home for a while.
It was home away from home for 3 games here. Here is a Carly Chapman miss to start the third quarter. Got it down low right side of the basket, stuck it right back up and in. Carly ties the game at 19 apiece. Great way to start the third quarter for the Lady Cats, but here comes Sophie Skidmore the other way. Drives, lays it up, missed it right side of the basket. Rebound tipped from the right to left over to Lillian Burke. She races it up the floor, takes it into the paint, gives it to Chapman at the free throw line. Carly turns and kicks it out top to Grace Goldman as we get underway here in the second half. We're tied at 19 between Seymour and North Harrison. Goldman takes it to the left wing, drives it to the baseline, 15 feet away, kicks it out top for an Olivia Brown three.
Oh,
Bingo!
wow. That looked good all the way to the basket.
Olivia Brown with her 8th point. The ball movement is getting better for North Harrison as the day goes along as well. Here comes Munson into the front court, drives it left side, missed the layup off the right side of the rim, and it's Goldman who comes up with the rebound for North Harrison. Seymour back out there with Claire Skaggs, Sophie Skidmore, Emmy Munson, Kennedy Burnett, and Kelsey Hunsley. Goldman down low to Chapman on the right block. Carly dribbles inside, lays it up and in right through Hunsley. She's got 4 all of a sudden here in the quarter, and the lead is now up to 5 for the Lady Cats.
She hesitated just a second, and then it was like, oh, yeah, I can do this. She laid it in.
Turned right into Hunsley, only to lay it up and in, and then a foul is going to be whistled here against the Lady Cats, and this will be the 3rd foul on Bree Beach, who just reached in the backcourt on Claire Skaggs. So Bree has 3 now, and that's the first on the Lady Cats here in the 3rd quarter. 6:39 left, 3rd quarter. First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. North Harrison 24-19 on a 7-0 run against Seymour. Skaggs in the backcourt. Throws it across the timeline. There's a Munson 3 right wing. That one rolls off the rim. Rebound tipped back, and Lillian Burks comes out of there with it. Seymour now 0 for 11 from long range here this afternoon. Brown gets it right wing front court over to Goldman, drives it in, throws it off the glass. Count that one for her 14th point on the runner going to the right side.
They left that lane wide open, and she took it.
Skidmore racing it up the floor for Seymour down to the right perimeter. Skidmore tosses it over to Munson, left side top of the key, down to Skaggs on the wing. 6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter, up to Burnett, drives it left elbow, out to Skaggs for a 3, and there it is, the first tray of the afternoon for the Lady Owls. Claire Skaggs spotting up and burying the 3 from the left wing. 26-22, that stems the tide of that 9-0 run that North Harrison just went on to wrest control away. They got the 7-point lead for the first time. Goldman, I should say, drives it down to the right baseline, kicks it up to Burke. She turns toward the paint, and then she gets bailed out with a foul there against Seymour. 5:33 to go, 3rd quarter. There was a little bit of contact there on the grab, and that'll be Kennedy Burnett who will pick up the foul for the Lady Owls. That'll be her first and the team's first of the quarter. The foul's not called. That's going to be a turnover on Burks because she completely lost the basketball. Good thing for her, Burnett grabbed her on the wrist. Burks with the inbound from the right baseline. Lillian got to get it in. She took too long, and that 5-second violation is finally the turnover to Seymour. Nobody really worked to get open there. Everybody kind of stood around more than anything else.
Moved a couple of steps right or left and then just stood and watched.
Oh, my. Here's a pass up the floor from Skidmore to Emmy Followell, and Followell gets fouled from behind here as she checked in for Hunsley that last dead ball. The foul on Carly Chapman for the contact from behind at midcourt. That'll be Carly's first, team's second. Skidmore threw it up to Followell, and Carly tried to deny her the pass, but she made too much contact in the process. It's Skidmore with it off the inbound, bringing it across midcourt, takes it to the right wing now with Olivia Brown on her. Now they'll switch Burks on her. This is a mismatch in favor of Skidmore, but she doesn't take advantage of it as she takes it to the half-court circle. Goes left side to Followell. Tried to go back to Skidmore, but ball gets knocked away from her out of bounds off of Lillian Burks of North Harrison. Seymour will inbound from the left baseline. Skidmore will be the one to trigger the pass from the E of Seymour. 5:06 to go, 3rd quarter, 26-22. Lady Cats leading on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Emmy Munson catches top of the key to Skidmore left wing. Over to Followell. Jumper from the free throw line. Missed it off the glass. And a foul on the rebound. Must have been an arm grab there from Beach, and Dakota Brooks going to have to go to his bench because that's 4 on Bree now. Well, how's that not on Beach? That's going to be on Chapman. Well, if you're going to call a foul, I guess the good news is it's not 4 on Bree. I thought for sure it was on her, though.
It looked like it was.
Followell misses the free throw off the back of the iron. She'll have one more shot coming. So a substitution. Beach will come out with 3 fouls. And in for her is going to be Adele Emmons, 5'4" junior. Free throw for Followell is good on the second attempt. So Followell goes 1 of 2, gets her 7th point. The lead has been whittled down to 26-23. 4:55 left here in the 3rd on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Adele Emmons into the front court. Burnett hounding her as she gets it across midcourt. Now to Brown along the left sideline, throws it to the wing to Chapman, skips it to Burks. Drives it right baseline, kicked out to Brown. Elbow jumper, short right side. Rebound tipped around. Followell falls to the floor, grabs it, gives it to Claire Skaggs. And quickly back the other direction will come Seymour. Here's a drive from Munson.
Nice
Shot blocked. Goldman right baseline, and Skaggs able to save it before it goes out of bounds. And now back to it is Skaggs, who gets under the basket, lays it up, couldn't get it to go. Rebound to the Lady Cats. And here comes Goldman with it down to the right side of the lane. Goes up with a shot. Left it off the back of the rim too strong. Munson comes down with the rebound for Seymour. She'll run it ahead to Burnett. Missed the layup left side. Rebound down to Burks this time. Over to Goldman, and the Lady Cats will have to settle things down a little bit here.
Sloppy both ways right now.
Both teams kind of feeding off of each other in that regard. Here is Goldman throwing it to nobody in particular. The ball saved by Skidmore underneath. Missed layup for Brown. Left it off the side of the rim left side. Rebound down to the Lady Owls. And here comes Skidmore with it across midcourt. Top of the key. Pulls up for the three to tie. Missed it front of the rim. And the rebound down to Brown for the Lady Cats. Back the other way. Goldman with it. Drives it. Kicks it to Burks. Jumper left side baseline. Can't get that to go. Chapman gets the rebound. Throws it toward Goldman. It's stolen by Followell. Then Goldman gets it back, drives in, gets hacked, and will go to the line for 2 shots, as Kurt Nichols likes to say of the PA here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. Foul on Seymour's Sophie Skidmore. That'll be her second, team second of the quarter. We got a timeout from Nathan Owen on the Seymour bench with 3:18 to go in the third quarter. North Harrison hanging on to a 3-point lead, 26-23 with 3:18 to go in the third. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball, 96.9 WKLO.
For generations, Prosser has been at the heart of our community. We need you. The Prosser Alumni Association helps seniors who need transitional support, guiding them into jobs or career path and giving them the resources to succeed. Students can apply for scholarships in January at prosseralumni.org. Alumni, join us now. Be a member, donate, or sponsor and help mold the next generation of leaders. Visit prosseralumni.org. Prosser. Skills today, success tomorrow.
And Harrison County Hospital's orthopedic surgeons of Harrison County. They know pain and limited mobility can take a toll on your life. That's why the expert team is there, providing comprehensive, full-time orthopedic care right in our community. Led by Dr. John Connor, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, along with physician assistant Christina Gunter and nurse practitioner Jeannie Doan. They deliver personalized care to help you move freely again. Don't let pain hold you back. Call Harrison County Hospital today and take the first step toward recovery. 812-734-3800 or online hchin.org.
3:18 to go here in the third quarter as North Harrison leads Seymour 26-23 on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Seymour's only lost to North Harrison one time in this building since the two teams started playing each other consistently back in 2013. Got to go back to January 6th of 2018. North Harrison won 60-42 here in this building. Grace Goldman stepping to the line for 2 shots. First one, hit the left, the right, then it hit the back of the rim and fell off the left side. So Grace will have one more shot coming. She's 0 for 2 at the stripe today.
And that's rare for her.
80% on the season coming in, 68 out of 85. She's looking for the split here. Second free throw, that's more like it. Knocks that through the cylinder for her 15th point of the afternoon. 27-23, 3:18 to go in the quarter. Goldman will get a rest on the bench here. And this North Harrison team looks very small without her on the floor. Paisley Book now out there. Here's a drive. Munson pulls up for a short 8-foot jumper. Left it off the front of the rim. Followell is able to get the rebound for Seymour. Kicks it out to Skidmore. Half-court circle. Adele Emmons on her. Adele Emmons, Lucy Flickner also out there along with Paisley Book, Lillian Burks, and Olivia Brown for North Harrison. Skidmore driving it right side of the basket, goes into Book, missed the layup, rebound Followell, back up, can't get it to go, goes up a second time and lays it in.
That was a nice drive, but Followell's rebounds were even better. She stayed right after it.
Nobody checked her out there for the Lady Cats on that blockout. 2.5 minutes to go third quarter, the lead down to 2 all of a sudden, and Lady Cats almost turn it over. Flickner gets it at near midcourt below the timeline. Dakota Brooks calling timeout and giving it the official a little bit of a talk there. He thought there was a lot of contact on the previous play. 2:31 to go third quarter. North Harrison up 2 and calling timeout. here on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball on 96.9 WKLO.
And Harrison County Hospital's orthopedic surgeons of Harrison County. They know pain and limited mobility can take a toll on your life. That's why the expert team is there, providing comprehensive, full-time orthopedic care right in our community. Led by Dr. John Connor, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, along with physician assistant Christina Gunter and nurse practitioner Jeannie Doan. They deliver personalized care to help you move freely again. Don't let pain hold you back. Call Harrison County Hospital today and take the first step toward recovery. 812-734-3800 or online hchin.org.
2:31 remaining here in the third quarter on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. North Harrison up by 2 with possession of the basketball. Olivia Brown, the inbound. Grace Goldman back on the floor for the Lady Cats. Out there with Adele Emmons, Olivia Brown, and Paisley Book. Passes it over. Grace does over to Flickner on the left wing, down to the corner to Adele Emmons. Adele takes it baseline, spins it back out, goes to Goldman on the wing. Grace drives it across the key, and a foul is going to be called here. A bump, I believe, on Kennedy Burnett. That'll be the second on Burnett here this afternoon. That'll be 3 now on Seymour here in this third quarter. Both teams with 3 fouls in the quarter, 2:19 remaining. 27-25, North Harrison in front. JV went to the Lady Cats in 2 quarters, 24-19. Inbound to Goldman along the left sideline. Brown gets it now on the left side volleyball line. Olivia takes 2 dribbles, throws it high post to Book, and then Emmy Followell knocks it away, steals it, drives it the other way, lays it in right side of the basket. Emmy Followell just tied the game up at 27. Seymour has gone on an 8-1 run since North Harrison got that 7-point lead. Emmons' driving shot won't go. Flickner gets the rebound, and Lucy sticks it up and in from the left side off the glass.
She really had to work to get that rebound. She's quick.
Opportunistic there. Here's Skaggs up the right sideline into the corner to Audie. Abby Audie drives it in, throws it past everybody to Skidmore. 3 left wing, misses long off the right side of the rim. Skaggs gathers the rebound on the baseline, drives in, gets the shot up somehow, and she'll go to the line for a 3-point play. Somehow got through the defenders there to tie it at 29 apiece.
She was under the plane of the backboard, made one dribble and a step, and had enough room to just barely get it up, and she hit it.
Paisley Book was the one who drew the foul for North Harrison. Her first, team's 4th of the quarter. Skaggs at the free throw line. First time for her today. She has scored all of her points here in the third quarter. The free throw misses left side, and Skaggs will be called for a lane violation there. North Harrison will have to inbound, tied at 29. Seymour going with Emmy Munson, Kennedy Burnett, Claire Skaggs, Sophie Skidmore, and Emmy Followell. For North Harrison, Rebecca Griffiths is back on the floor, the 5'3" senior guard. Meanwhile, Emmons gets harassed at midcourt. Ball gets stolen. Kennedy Burnett with it, drives it down to the left baseline, goes up, shot off the side of the backboard, got her own rebound. She got it and then drew a foul apparently on Grace Goldman, I believe. Nope, it's on Rebecca Griffiths. That'll be the first on Griffiths, and that'll be the team's 5th of the quarter. So 2 shots are coming up here for Kennedy Burnett and Seymour. No idea how good. I can't remember what Burnett did the last time we saw her at the free throw line against Corridon. First free throw on the way. She knocks that in.
That would look good.
She's a lefty. Seymour's got a couple lefties on their roster, and that's the first lead change in favor of Seymour here in this third quarter of play. 4th of the afternoon. Second free throw is also good for Burnett, who has 6 now. And the Lady Cats going back to the bench. Lillian Burks will check in, replacing Lucy Flickner in the lineup. Bree Beach is also back on the floor. Rebecca Griffiths. Meanwhile, Adele Emmons goes to the bench as Carly Chapman checks back in. So it'll be Chapman, Beach, Goldman, Burks, and Griffiths on the floor now for the Lady Cats. Inbound comes to Beach, quickly back to Burks. Throws it to Goldman, right side of the floor. She brings it into the front court for the Lady Cats. North Harrison going away from us here in the second half. Seymour coming toward us. Seymour in the home white uniforms. North Harrison in the road blue. Chapman gets it down low, bumps into Skidmore, and that should be the third on Sophie Skidmore. Under the basket, Carly went right into her there on that right side, and it will be a blocking foul on Sophie Skidmore. That'll be her 3rd and the team's 4th. That'll put Carly Chapman to the free throw line, and Carly's had problems at the stripe this year, 11 of 25 for 44%. However, she does make that one.
She nailed that one.
That's 5 now for her. Makes it 31-30 Seymour with 56 seconds to go in the third quarter. Skidmore will check out, end of the quarter break. And in for her is Kelsey Hunsley, who's in for the first time since early in the second. Second free throw.
Pretty.
Forget the percentages. Carly made them both 31 all now. Our 7th tie of the afternoon. 50 seconds to go. Skaggs not getting it across midcourt. Burnett gets it. She drives it up the left side, gets it down low to Hunsley, who throws it up at the basket. Can't get it to go. Chapman gathers in the rebound after bobbling it for a couple of seconds, and now gives it to Burks, who will bring it up the floor for the Lady Cats. Lillian goes baseline, gets cut off, kicks it out to Goldman on the right wing, straight away to Bree Beach for 3. Missed it off the right side of the rim. Rebound to Emmy Munson of Seymour. Munson up the floor now to Skaggs, right wing. 19 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. Claire Skaggs backs it out to the half-court circle. Down to 13 seconds. Skaggs takes it over to the right side. Burks all over her, knocks it out of bounds into the right corner. Dakota Brooks so close to getting that steal. 8.8 seconds to go, and the Lady Owls will inbound in front of their own bench.
He's got a smaller, quicker lineup in there right now, and they're working on this. Get the ball away from them as their defense is really tuned up a lot.
Without Skidmore, you got to look at Followell possibly here for Seymour. Here's Skaggs with it right side. On the wing, turns, forces up a tough shot. Air ball at the buzzer as Goldman gets it under the basket, and that'll conclude the third quarter. Here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on Donna Sullivan Court, it's tied at 31 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard heading into the fourth quarter. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Hi, this is John Bender. Cooler weather, it's on its way. The Department of Energy says a properly insulated home can save you up to 20% off your heating and cooling expense. So make sure your home is properly insulated this fall. The Owens Corning ProCat loose-fill insulation system makes it quick and affordable to properly insulate your home. You can do it yourself, or we can recommend a contractor to help you. Learn how easy you can add insulation with the ProCat insulation system by visiting us at Bender Lumber, local people serving local needs for over 90 years.
Are you looking for top quality crushed stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crushed Stone in DePaul. At Davis Crushed Stone, they have been serving southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality crushed stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crushed Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
North Harrison and Seymour are deadlocked at 31 all going into the fourth quarter here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on Donna Sullivan Court here in Seymour, along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton. I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. Lady Cats came back from 7 down to take the lead by 7 themselves, but then Seymour came back to get the tie the game back up, I should say, there in that third quarter of play. So back and forth we go. Seymour with it to start the fourth quarter. Sophie Skidmore had the pass go by her, and then she had to save it from being an over and back. Carly Chapman gets it for North Harrison, and now Olivia Brown controls it into the front court. Bounces to Grace Goldman on the right side. Volleyball line, tried to lob it to Chapman. The pass too high. Kennedy Burnett comes down with it. Races it ahead, kicks it out to Emmy Munson. That's a long two, but the shot was blocked. Hit the side of the backboard, and it's off of Lillian Burks out of bounds. So it will remain with Seymour under their own basket. Seymour will inbound. Skidmore to Emmy Munson, top of the key from that right baseline, down to Skidmore in the paint. She turns, forces up the shot. It rolls off the back of the rim. Chapman goes up and grabs the rebound out of the air in the middle of the paint. Up to Grace Goldman now. Grace across the timeline to Carly. Left side volleyball spike line to Brown at the left elbow. Around right wing to Lillian Burks. Down low to Goldman. Gets into the lane. Turns on Burnett. Lays it up and in off the glass for her 17th point of the afternoon. Lady Cats up 2. And now Skaggs with it. Lady Cats going full court press. It is Followell up the floor to Burnett, into the corner to Munson, right side. She'll circle it back out to the volleyball line, out to the half-court circle, and now she'll give it up to Skidmore, right side below the timeline. High post to Skaggs. Turns right side, Double team comes, gives it to Burnett. She lost it, got it back at the top of the arc. Then back over to Skidmore, left side above the spike line. Skidmore directing traffic. Followell gets it at the free throw line, drives in to Chapman, missed the layup. Carly trying to grab the rebound. Ball's loose on the floor. Munson saves it out to Burnett. Back out now to Skidmore, left side, across to Skaggs. Corner three, right side. Missed it off the heel of the rim, and Brown comes down with the rebound for the Lady Cats. Up to Goldman. Grace going coast to coast AM. Drives into Skidmore, right block. Turns, throws up the shot. Can't get it to go. Got her on rebound. Back up and in. Left side of the glass for Grace Goldman and her 19th point of the afternoon.
Grace has come out of it. She's getting inside more now.
35-31. All of a sudden, North Harrison back up by 4. Skidmore struggling to get it across the timeline, and a tie-up in the backcourt. Bree Beach forced the jump ball, and the arrow goes to the Lady Cats on the turnover.
Skidmore held her arm up and looked at it like, that's on my arm off.
How many times Seymour's done that, too, though? I mean, it's been going both ways.
It's been physical.
But we didn't expect anything less out of Seymour. That's the way they played against Corydon. Here's Goldman driving right side off the glass. Count that one for her 21st point on the runner. Timeout, Nathan Owen and Seymour. They're down 6 now with 5:40 to go in the fourth quarter. They were in a similar spot Thursday night against Columbus East on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. The Lady Cats up 37-31. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball at 96.9 WKLO.
At First Harrison, the Banking Butler is more than just a banking app. It's who we are. It's a level of service we've delivered for more than 130 years. If you need to borrow money for a home loan, car loan, even loans for boats, RVs, you name it, First Harrison Bank will get you competitive rates with fast, local decisions. Apply online at firstharrison.com. The Banking Butler. It's who we are. Keep it easy. Keep it local. First Harrison Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And Harrison County Hospital's orthopedic surgeons of Harrison County. They know pain and limited mobility can take a toll on your life. That's why the expert team is there, providing comprehensive, full-time orthopedic care right in our community. Led by Dr. John Connor, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, along with physician assistant Christina Gunter and nurse practitioner Jeannie Doan. They deliver personalized care to help you move freely again. Don't let pain hold you back. Call Harrison County Hospital today and take the first step toward recovery. 812-734-3800 or online hchin.org.
5:40 to go in the fourth quarter here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on Donna Sullivan Court here at the campus of Seymour High School. Full court press for the Lady Cats out of the Seymour timeout. I'm probably wrong, but I think Seymour's out of timeouts now as Kelsey Hunsley gets it up the floor. And then throws it cross court to Claire Skaggs. It goes over her, out of bounds into that left corner, and the Lady Cats will get it back. Seymour just kind of unraveling here the first 2.5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
That pressure North Harrison's putting on full court is unraveling a lot of things for them right now.
And they're not really getting into them defensively. They're just doing it to slow them down, and it's working.
Working very well right now.
Brown almost traveled with it, driving over to the right side, gave it to Bree Beach on the sideline. Bree stepped out of bounds, and that will turn it over to Seymour. Sophie Skidmore, Abby Oddie back out now on the floor for the Lady Owls, as well as Claire Skaggs, Kelsey Hunsley, and Emmy Followell, who has it at midcourt, almost got it stolen. Up the floor to Audie, right side. Out of the wing to Skaggs. Over to Skidmore, left side volleyball spike line. Back over to Skaggs now, right side, opposite. 5 minutes to go, fourth quarter. 37-31 North Harrison. Bree Beach, Grace Goldman, Olivia Brown, Carly Chapman, and Lillian Burks on the floor for the Lady Cats. Also known as their original starting five. Here's Skaggs with it at midcourt between the circles. Gives it up now to gave it up to Audie, and then she threw it high post to Hunsley, top of the key, only for Goldman to step in and steal it. Grace fakes a pass, drives right side, missed the layup. Oh, man. Hunsley had the rebound. I thought she lost it out of bounds, but they said Carly Chapman touched it last. So it will end up being Seymour basketball with 4:32 to go in the fourth quarter. Audie checks out for the Lady Owls, and in for her is Kennedy Burnett, who has earned her playing time this afternoon. Burnett. Skidmore throws it up the floor. It's stolen by Chapman, and then she threw it right back to Skaggs. Up ahead to Followell. Shot is blocked from the left side. Goldman says, get that out of my kitchen. Right there on the left side of the basket. Followell has been just all over the Lady Cats today on the inside. And Grace rejecting her shot out of bounds left baseline with 4:21 to go here in the fourth quarter. Substitutions made for Seymour as Emmy Munson is back on the floor now. Skaggs inbound, gives it to Skidmore. 3 left corner, missed it back of the rim. Skaggs, though, was in the right place to get the rebound at the top of the circle. Back out to Skidmore and then the Munson left side. Kennedy Burnett gets it back to Skidmore, drives it right side. Contact there. That was a pretty easy call on Olivia Brown, who tried to stop her from getting to the basket. If there is such a thing as a good foul, that was it. That's the second on Brown, team's first of the quarter.
Skidmore she was going to go all the way to the bucket that time. There was anybody else that got in front of her.
Munson gets the inbound top of the key from Skidmore, gets it back on the left wing into the corner to Burnett. She jab steps, drives it to the paint, out front to Skaggs, and back out to Skidmore, left side volleyball spike line. Skidmore back to Munson in the corner on the left. She'll take it up to the wing, goes to Skaggs, top of the key. Bree Beach following her. Skaggs gets it to Burnett, right wing, hands it to Skidmore, top of the key. Skidmore spins, gets it out to Skaggs, right wing, drives baseline, and a 3-second violation. Emmy Followell was camping out in there. They don't call that very often, but if you're making it obvious like that, they will oftentimes if they're paying attention to it at least.
You just don't see that call very much at all anymore. You're right on that. Boys or girls.
Burks, Goldman, I think we had one last night in the Salem game, if I remember correctly. The Orleans boys game, I think Salem might have been called for one, and Brad and I looked at each other like, what just happened there? That's probably the 4th time we've seen that called all season.
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
Goldman with it below the timeline, right side on the front court. We're coming down to 3 minutes to go in this 4th and final quarter. Goldman transfers it over to the left side of the floor, drives it to the baseline, pitches it out to Bree Beach, who was open, but an offensive foul is going to be called on Grace Goldman, I believe. It will. It's going to be her 3rd and the team's 2nd of the quarter. I didn't even see her collide with Followell because Beach was wide open on the right wing there. Now off the inbound, it's Munson advancing it to Followell up the floor, and a layup comes out of that. Skaggs finding Burnett for the 2 on the left side of the basket. Kennedy Burnett's got 8, and the lead is down to 37-33. They spaced it and passed it beautifully there.
Has 3 good, crisp passes.
Goldman into the front court to Burks between the circles. Lillian gives it over to Olivia Brown, left side volleyball spike line. 2.5 minutes to go on the first. Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard here in the 4th. 37-33 North Harrison. Goldman turns, tough shot in the lane. Can't get it to go. Chapman with a putback right in front of the rim for her 8th point, all here in the second half. 39-33, and in the backcourt, Skidmore runs into Burks, and that should be a foul on Lillian there just before half court. Foul on Lillian Burks, that'll be her 1st, and the senior will pick up the team's 3rd as well. 2:14 to go in the 4th. North Harrison only has one more foul to give as Ava Creedy checks in for the first time here in the second half. Creedy, a 5-foot junior, replaces Skaggs in the lineup. Munson, Skidmore, Burnett, Followell, and Creedy on the floor for Seymour. With it is Burnett up top, drives it left elbow out to Creedy, drives in between defenders. Ball gets stripped away from her.
Carly just took it out of her hands when she's going up.
She's a foot taller if you believe the rosters, as Goldman gets it down to the lane and then circles it all the way out left side to Brown below the timeline. Olivia dribbles, gives it over to Burks there on the right side of the floor. Bounce it down to Beach on the wing. Beach out to Brown straight away, and a timeout from Dakota Brooks. A good timeout here with 1:40 to go. 39-33 North Harrison on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Giving parental permission for children to drink might feel like a chance for safe supervision, but the reality is you're increasing the risk of future alcohol abuse and negative consequences. In addition to the potential for misuse down the road, we also know that alcohol use by teenagers has a damaging effect on brain development. If you really want the best for your child, ask yourself, what message are you sending? Paid for by Our Place Drug and Alcohol Education Services.
And Harrison County Hospital's orthopedic surgeons of Harrison County. They know pain and limited mobility can take a toll on your life. That's why the expert team is there, providing comprehensive, full-time orthopedic care right in our community. Led by Dr. John Connor, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, along with physician assistant Christina Gunter and nurse practitioner Jeannie Doan. They deliver personalized care to help you move freely again. Don't let pain hold you back. Call Harrison County Hospital today and take the first step toward recovery. 812-734-3800 or online hchin.org.
1:40 to go here in the fourth quarter on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. North Harrison leading Seymour 39-33 in a fourth quarter, which the Lady Cats have outscored Seymour 8-2 so far. By the way, this is game one of our doubleheader on this Saturday here on 96.9 WKLO. We got the North Harrison Cougars tonight over at Charles Meyer Gymnasium on Donna Cheatham Court. The Cougars will take on the Scottsburg Warriors. 6 o'clock start for the JV varsity around 7:30 with our Davis Crushstone pregame to begin around 7:10 or 7:15 this evening. Inbound to Olivia Brown at the half-court circle out of the timeout. Grace Goldman gets it right side, goes back to Olivia after breaking the trap on the left side of the floor, and Olivia took it down to the wing, and she draws a foul on Seymour. This will be on Kennedy Burnett. That'll be her third, team's first of the quarter on Seymour with 1:32 left. Burnett, a 5'5" senior guard for the Lady Owls. Inbound to Brown, over to Goldman, half-court circle, left side to Olivia, back to Grace again, mid-court, over to Brown, then up top to Burks, back to Goldman. Good ball movement by the Lady Cats, and a foul going to be drawn here as Ava Creedy reached in on Brown below the timeline to the left. That foul will be the second now on Seymour, first on Creedy this afternoon. Claire Skaggs will come back in, replacing Ava Creedy in the lineup with 1:20 remaining. 39-33 North Harrison on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Burks into Goldman. Back to Burks on the left wing, and then she's fouled along the sideline. Claire Skaggs, the one who reached in on her. That'll be 3 on Skaggs now. Team's third on Seymour here in the fourth.
They were going to call the foul there whenever the Grace, she got shoved there, but they didn't call it.
Skaggs, Skidmore, and Burnett all have 3 fouls now for Seymour. Inbound to Goldman left wing, back to Burks along the sideline, and well, Skaggs fouled her again. That's going to be 4 on Claire Skaggs, and I know we're a mile away from the action over there, but it didn't look like there was a lot of contact that time.
I don't think there was that time at all, the way it looked.
Inbound to Goldman.
That was contact.
Yeah, that was. Burnett committed her 4th foul, and that'll put the Lady Cats quickly into the double bonus. So Seymour's going to try to make them earn this from the free throw line. Goldman has not been herself at the line so far today, just 1 out of 3 with 1:11 remaining here in the fourth quarter. But if Grace can find her form again here at the free throw line, she could definitely put this a little further out of reach for Seymour. First free throw for the 5'11 senior, missed it off the back of the rim. She is just not making her free throws today like she normally does. She came in 68 out of 85 for 80% on the season.
That's what I knew. She was a good free throw shooter. She nailed that one.
Knocks that one in. Somehow we get to 7, and that's the cap on the lead every single time. Both teams have done that today.
All day.
And then a foul in the backcourt as Followell got it from Skidmore from left to right, and that's going to be now the 4th on Bree Beach, and that's going to be the 4th on the Lady Cats.
Bree's had a tough assignment out there tonight. Today. She's had to be out there on Skidmore quite a bit.
Working around to Skaggs, and she hits a 3 from the left corner. Found her down there open. Brown gets it to Goldman, and she gets fouled. Emmy Munson reaches in. I didn't like the fact that they left Skaggs open. She made one in the third quarter. That's the second tray Seymour has made. Both of them have been Skaggs threes, and the foul was on Emmy Munson in the backcourt. That'll be her second of the day, and that'll be 2 shots for Grace Goldman on the other end.
Wasn't Skaggs the one that won the game for him the other night?
She was, actually. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you pulled that because she got that with 1 second to go in the fourth quarter against Columbus East. The first free throw, a little Plinko action, front rim, back rim before it fell in for Grace. So now just 1 shot remaining here with 53.5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Goldman, second free throw, eyes it, flies it, buries it. Grace Goldman with a big afternoon. She now has 24 points. to lead North Harrison. They're up 6 now with 48 seconds to go in the fourth. Seymour working it from left to right. Munson, right wing 3, missed it back of the rim. Goldman steps in to grab the rebound. And a foul, and that one definitely counted there.
Yeah.
41 seconds to go.
Yeah, that one definitely, she felt that one.
Foul was on Emmy Followell, her second. We didn't see Followell last time. She was sick, missed the Corydon game on December 23rd. I got to say, she has probably, outside of Skidmore, been Seymour's best player today.
She's got 9 rebounds. I've got that much right here. So
free throw up and in for Goldman.
She's really helped them a lot on the boards. All the way around.
By the way, she's 1 rebound away from a double-double. She has 11 points to go with that as well. Bree Beach is out for North Harrison as Adele Emmons checks in. Second free throw good, and the largest lead is now 8 for the Lady Cats, 44-36, 37 seconds to go. Here's Followell up the floor, right side, hands it off to Munson. Munson back to Followell, who fires a 3 and hits it from the right corner. Emmy Followell's got 14. Inbound comes to Brown. She gets hit immediately as soon as she catches it. The lead down to 5. I didn't know Followell had that in her arsenal.
She nailed that one. Just perfect.
I'll tell you something, though. She's a competitor.
Yeah.
She is scrappy. It's not just the scoring and the rebounding. She has really been playing physical defense out there, too, as Olivia Brown goes to the charity stripe. She's 2 of 2 so far today. Let's hope she can go 3 of 3 here. She does. Mm-hmm. Looked a little nervous on that one, though.
It kind of slid around the rim before it went down.
Kid, you don't want to prove me wrong today. I don't want to see that happen. Second free throw coming up. It's in the air, and that one rolled left to right, fell off, and then why did that need to happen? Oh, come on, Grace. Skidmore had it, and then Grace reached behind her, tried to steal it. I don't know why she did that.
She was on the baseline. She wasn't in any danger of going anywhere either.
That was her 4th foul, by the way, on Grace Goldman, and it's 2 shots going the other way for Sophie Skidmore. The clock stops, and you don't want the clock to stop if you're North Harrison right now. You need that clock to move. 22.9 seconds to go on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard, and of course Skidmore buries that one. She's got 8. That's her first point in the entire second half, which is kind of shocking.
That is. She can play the game. We know that from when they played Corydon.
Second free throw, buries that. Of course, she made both. 45-41, North Harrison on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Emmons catches it and gets bumped. Kennedy Burnett and Emmy Munson. Daggum, what the heck?
Yeah.
I know. That's Dr. Bunsen Honeydew from the Muppets now. Start dusting off the old arcane references now. Third on Emmy Munson for Seymour. 2 shots for Adele Emmons the other way. She missed that first one off the right side of the rim.
This is becoming a game again really quick.
It's a 4-point deficit. By the way, these are Adele's first varsity free throws of the season. She's been out with injury throughout the course of the campaign for North Harrison, so they've missed having her out there. Presley, her sister.
She nailed that one.
Second free throw is good.
They needed that one.
46-41, North Harrison up 5, 20 seconds to go. Clock is their friend. Followell almost traveled at midcourt, gets it to Munson, 3 short, hit the bottom of the backboard right side. Brown got the ball knocked away from her out of bounds, and a foul is going to be whistled on Seymour with 12.2 seconds remaining, and the foul will be on Followell, I believe. That's 4 on Emmy Followell now, as it's confirmed on the scoreboard and by Kurt Nichols, the PA announcer here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. 2 shots coming up here for Olivia. She went 1 of 2 her last trip. She now has 9 points and is 3 out of 4 at the stripe this afternoon. First free throw, that spun around and fell out. Looked a little unsure there. A decent crowd here, considering how cavernous this place is. Actually, a pretty good following from North Harrison this afternoon.
Yes.
All behind the bench. Olivia does make the second. She's got 10. Lead is up to 47-41 on the first Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. Skidmore up the floor to Munson, right wing, back to Skidmore, around to Skaggs, left wing 3 up. Got it with 3 seconds to go. They don't have any timeouts, though, and that'll do it. For the first time in 8 years, actually, the North Harrison Lady Cats have come to Lloyd Scott Gymnasium and picked up a victory over Seymour. It ends a 4-game winning streak for the Lady Owls in the series as well, and a streak of 3 straight wins here at home against the Lady Cats as well. North Harrison survives this afternoon by a final score on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard, 47-44. Seymour made a late charge, but the Lady Cats just able to make enough free throws to hold off any possibility of a comeback there down the stretch. Well, we'll take you now to our Davis Crushstone postgame show. On the other side of the break, we'll have final stats and analysis. We will also talk with head coach Dakota Brooks as well. Hopefully he can make his way over here after the Lady Cats picked up a huge victory here this afternoon. They are now 4-13 on the season for the Lady Cats. It also ends a stretch of 4 out of 5 losses. And for Seymour, it ends their 3-game winning streak as well. 47-44, North Harrison wins the varsity game. The JV goes to the Lady Cats in 2 quarters, 24-19 as well. Davis Crushstone postgame show after the break. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
For generations, Prosser has been at the heart of our community. We need you. The Prosser Alumni Association helps seniors who need transitional support, guiding them into jobs or career path and giving them the resources to succeed. Students can apply for scholarships in January at prosseralumni.org. Alumni, join us now. Be a member, donate, or sponsor and help mold the next generation of leaders. Visit prosseralumni.org. Prosser. Skills today, success tomorrow.
Looking to update your floors? Denny's Carpet in Corden has been your local expert for over 35 years. From cozy carpets to durable hardwoods and stylish vinyl, they have it all and at prices you love. With top-notch customer service and affordable options, they make it easy to transform your space. Plus, enjoy special discounts on select flooring. Stop by or call 812-738-8466 off Highway 62 in Corden. Denny's Carpet, because they know quality and affordability matter.
Are you looking for top quality crushed stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crushed Stone in DePaul. At Davis Crushed Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality crushed stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crushed Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
And Harrison County Hospital's orthopedic surgeons of Harrison County. They know pain and limited mobility can take a toll on your life. That's why the expert team is there, providing comprehensive, full-time orthopedic care right in our community. Led by Dr. John Connor, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, along with physician assistant Christina Gunter and nurse practitioner Jeannie Doan. They deliver personalized care to help you move freely again. Don't let pain hold you back. Call Harrison County Hospital today and take the first step toward recovery. 812-734-3800 or online hchin.org.
Well, this is a heck of a victory for the North Harrison Lady Cats, coming on the road this afternoon on Donna Sullivan Court here inside the legendary Lloyd Scott Gymnasium for the first time since January 6th of 2018, 8 years ago. Well, what day was the 6th? Was that Tuesday? I think it was at this point. Days are running together. So for the first time, you got to go back 8 years ago Tuesday to find the last time North Harrison actually won in this building against Seymour. And to be honest, it might have been the last time they actually won here, period, in this building. The North Harrison Lady Cats led by as many as 8 there at the end of the contest. Seymour made a mad dash. Thankfully, there was not a whole lot of time on the clock there at the end. Claire Skaggs made a couple of late trays. Emmy Followell even buried one from the right corner there at the end. Seymour, who went 1 of 14 from behind the arc in the first 3 quarters, went 3 of 7 there in the fourth quarter. The good news for North Harrison was that Seymour didn't find their shooting eye from the outside until it was too little too late, and the Lady Cats make just enough free throws there in the fourth quarter to come out of here with a victory this afternoon. 47-44 the final on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. North Harrison now 4-13 on the season after getting the win. The JV wins in 2 quarters, 24-19. And this also ends a stretch of back-to-back games where North Harrison had lost on the road. They had lost at Trinity Lutheran and New Albany, their second road win of the season. They also prevailed at Scottsburg back on November 22nd. This is their first non-conference road win of the season. So a nice job today for this North Harrison Lady Cats team. They end up getting the victory here on the road today. And for North Harrison, they also end a stretch of having lost 6 of their previous 7 true road games coming into today as well. So this is a really nice win for North Harrison. The Lady Cats getting the victory 47-44 on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard as we welcome you to our Davis Crushstone postgame show right here on 96.9 WKLO. You can find us streaming online at WKLO969.com as well as on your Alexa. Just say, Alexa, listen to 96.9 WKLO, and you can also find us on YouTube. WKLO 96.9 is how you find us there on YouTube. North Harrison victorious today on the day when Seymour recognized their 2 greatest girls basketball teams ever, the 1985-86 and 86-87 teams. The Lady Owls recognizing their great players from the past who are a part of those teams, as well as their Hall of Fame coach, Donna Sullivan, who was officially, the court, I should say, here at Seymour High School officially has now been named after Coach Sullivan, the Hall of Famer who was inducted back in 2002, the Orleans High School graduate who was the head coach here of the girls program at Seymour for 31 years. And now it is Donna Sullivan Court at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. And on the day the court is dedicated, North Harrison comes in and kind of ruined the party for everybody here at Seymour behind a tremendous effort in the second half for this Lady Cat team. They outscored Seymour 30-25 over the final 2 quarters and won that fourth and final quarter by 3 points to come out of here with a victory. Trailed by as many as 7, led by as many as 8 at 44-36 there late. Seymour made an 8-3 push there at the end, but again, thankfully for the Lady Cats, Seymour ran out of time there in the latter stages. Let's take a look at the scoring and shooting for both teams here today, and we begin with the homestanding Seymour Lady Owls. Emmy Followell ends up leading the way in scoring, came in averaging just 2 points per contest, but she had a big day all the way around. 6 points in the first half, then proceeded to score 5 in the third quarter on 1 of 2 free throws and 2 baskets. Followell then buried a tray there in the fourth quarter to help Seymour stay alive a little longer. Followell ends up with 14 points to lead Seymour here this afternoon, 1 of 2 double-figure scores, along with Claire Skaggs, who had all 11 of her points in the fourth quarter. She was the hero with 1 second to go against Columbus East on Thursday night. Seymour won that game 44-43, and Skaggs ends up making all 3 of her 3-point shots in the second half, along with a 2 there in that third quarter. So Skaggs had 11 today for Seymour. Their leading scorer, Sophie Skidmore, did not make a field goal in the entire second half. She had 7 points in the first half, made 3 twos and 1 of 2 free throws, and then she buried 2 free throws there in the fourth quarter as Skidmore finishes her day with just 9 points. Kennedy Burnett had 4 points in the first half and 4 more in the second half, 2 free throws and a 2 in the fourth quarter as she ends up with 8 today. Abby Oddie with 2 free throws in that first quarter. She finishes her day with 2 points for Seymour. Saw a variety of different players get in there today. Emmy Munson just couldn't buy a basket at all. She got a lot of good looks, but nothing was going for her today. Kelsey Hunsley, who had a really good game against Corydon Central, especially in the first half back in December, she goes scoreless today. Also, Ava Creedy got some time as well. She did not score for the Lady Owls either. Seymour, 8 of 27 shooting in the first half, and their shooting woes just continued into the second half. They were just 8 out of 29 over the final 2 quarters, and end up 16 out of 56 today for 29% from the floor. They shot a lot of threes, 0 for 11 in the first half. They go 4 out of 11 in the second half, including 3 of 7 in that fourth quarter. Seymour finishes 4 of 21 from behind the arc, good for 19% here this afternoon. And on the free throw shooting, the Lady Owls were 3 of 4 in the first half. They were 3 of 5 in the third quarter, and then they made both of their attempts in the fourth quarter. So you add it all up, Seymour goes 8 of 11 from the free throw line, good for 73%. For the North Harrison Lady Cats here this afternoon, Grace Goldman led all scorers, had 26 points in this one here today, had 12 in the first half. 10 of those 12 in that first half came in that second quarter of play. Grace then only scored 3 points in the third quarter, while the Lady Cats not only came back, but got the lead by as many as 7 there in that third quarter of play. But Grace had 11 in the fourth quarter, 5 out of 6 on free throws with 3 baskets. So Grace had 14 second-half points and finishes her day with 26 points, leading all scorers here for North Harrison today. Olivia Brown, the only other Lady Cat in double digits. She had 10 points here this afternoon. Olivia scored 5 in the first half, made a 3 there in the third quarter, and then knocked down 2 out of 4 from the free throw line in the fourth as Brown finished her day with 10 points. Carly Chapman really came to life offensively there in that third quarter, got a couple early baskets with a pair of free throws, and then another bucket there in the fourth quarter off an offensive rebound. Carly had 8 points to her credit here today. Lucy Flickner with an offensive rebound putback off the left side as she gets 2 points in the third quarter here today. Lucy finishes with 2. Dakota making his way up here. It's a long way to go from the locker room to our corner here in the northeast balcony here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. Adele Emmons with 1 point on a free throw there in the fourth quarter. As that rounds out the scoring, Lillian Burks, Bree Beach, Paisley Book, Presley Emmons, as well as Rebecca Griffiths all got in there and saw time today, did not score. The Lady Cats were 9 out of 19 shooting in the second half and go 16 of 43 for the afternoon for 37%. They were 2 out of 11 from behind the three-point line for 18%. And with the free throw shooting in the second half, the Lady Cats knocked down 11 out of 16 over the final 2 quarters and go 13 of 19 this afternoon, good for 68%. It was 10-5 in favor of Seymour at the end of the first quarter. The Lady Cats came back with a 12-9 second quarter to cut the lead to 19-17 by halftime. The Lady Cats outscored Seymour 14-12 in the third quarter to tie it at 31 heading into the fourth. And in that fourth quarter, it's North Harrison over Seymour 16-13 to give us our final score on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard this afternoon, 47-44. Dakota Brooks, head coach of the Lady Cats, joins us here in our Davis Crushstone postgame show. Physical, gritty game today, and a game where you all trailed by 7 points in the second quarter. They went, I believe, on an 8-0 run there between the end of the first and the second. But, Dakota, your girls never gave up today, made a lot of little plays that added up into bigger plays later on and find a way to get a win on the road here today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a gritty game, a very physical. And like you said, we told the girls that, keep chipping away. You're not going to win this game in the first quarter or even the first half. And, just keep sticking to the game plan. And they hit some shots. And like you said, they went on a little run there at the end of the first quarter, early second. And we were able to cut it to 2 there at halftime. And I told the girls, I said, hey, let's get it this fourth quarter. And then, I think we have a good shot. And that's what they did. They tied it up there at the end of the third quarter. They didn't give up. And down the stretch there, we made our free throws and came out with a good.
Well, early on, I thought the offense was a little stagnant for you all. A lot of perimeter passing, not really driving. And then second quarter, Grace kind of got going downhill into the paint. And it seemed like once that started happening, things started to open up more for you all on the offensive side of the floor there.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about that. Grace, and we have a lot of our players that play inside out. Of course, Carly had a big game today there on the block. And just kind of getting her comfortable with her abilities. And we talked about Grace. Hey, if they're not falling on the perimeter, just drive it in and play off 2 feet, they'll score. And she has those moves in her bag. And she did a good job today. Olivia has been doing really well for us the last couple games. And she definitely stepped up today. And these past couple games, she's definitely played a pivotal role in our offense, definitely on the defensive as well. But, I told them at the beginning of the game wasn't going to be on the offensive side. It was going to be one defensively. I think they bought into that. Job.
Well, I know Seymour got a few offensive rebounds here and there, and it was tough to get rebounds against them on the inside at times, but the girls did a great job sticking with it, and even when they were able to get stops, they were able to go back the other way, get down the floor quickly, get into the offense quicker as well. So I thought your defense got better as the game went along today.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we're continuing to improve, and sharing that with the girls is kind of a couple of statistics from the first half of the season earlier to the last 7 games or so played. They've kind of realized, hey, we are getting better defensive end. A lot of times, as basketball games, not so much offensively, defensively. They're kind of realizing that, and very proud of our effort on the defense. Definitely a full team effort. All of our little guards. Number 32 is a good player. I think we just kept kind of running people in harder, and testament to those girls for taking on that challenge.
Well, and I thought there in the fourth quarter at the beginning, got on a little bit of a run there. And that seemed to be a very pivotal point because you're getting stops and then you're getting baskets on the other end. That little run there to start, I think it was a 6-0 run to start the quarter. That seemed like that was big because I don't think you all trailed again. I don't even think Seymour tied it after that happened.
Yeah, and like I said, we told the girls, get it to the fourth quarter and see what we can do. But absolutely, our best offense is our defense, in fact. So we talk about that all the time, and they understand that. You don't have to particularly run any offense if you don't transition layups. So they've understood that, and they've done a much better job on the defense buying into that.
Well, you also got a chance to step up to the line. Seymour started fouling and getting you all to the free throw line. You make 8 of 12 there in the fourth quarter, and that was just enough because they made a couple of threes there at the end, made it a little uncomfortable, but thankfully you all made enough shots to keep them at arm's length there.
Absolutely, and that just that comes with experience. Great win today, but getting them comfortable with those in-game situations of hey, we can't necessarily let up. They're a good team. They came down the floor. I think hit 2 threes there in the fourth quarter, which made you tighten up a little bit, but I told them, I said, hold strong and be tough with the basketball, and we'll put our free throws in and we'll be all right. And they did a good job there.
Well, it's a great win on the road. It's the first time in 8 years a North Harrison girls team has come into this building and won. It's also just the second time a North Harrison girls team has ever beaten Seymour here, too. So it's a historical win in addition to this being a confidence boost for your team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't realize that statistic. That's always good to hear. But, like I said, just continuing to improve week after week with our team and our girls. And, I couldn't be more proud of our whole team buying in. We had a great week of practice. Obviously, had a really tough game on Tuesday, but, continuing to improve and mention pregame, playing our best basketball here at the end of this night.
Well, it certainly won't get any easier for you all coming up. Of course, Thursday night, Austin comes in for a big conference game, and then you've got Corydon Central after that on the road. But first, you got Austin coming up after you come off of the weekend here, and a team that obviously with Brent Owens has been playing well, and a very formidable team coming into Ramsey on Thursday night.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be good to be back home, but big conference win, and talk about conference games all the time, but they have a good team. Coach Peterson's a good coach, doing a long time, and we'll hit the film room and watch some film and break their team down and just kind of see what we can do with them next week. But obviously, Brent Owens is a good player and have to contain her, and hopefully our defense will continue what has been.
Hopefully so. Well, a great win today here on the road at Seymour, 47-44. JV also wins in 2 quarters today, 24-19 before that. Dakota, appreciate the time here in our postgame show. Thank you for taking the time as always, and look forward to seeing you all at Corydon Central coming up here on the 20th of January.
Absolutely, David. We appreciate everything you do. I know not just for our team, but boys' team as well, and I know definitely our local area appreciates the time that you put in broadcast these young athletes.
Yeah, thank you, Dakota. Appreciate that. Dakota Brooks joining us here at our Davis Crushtoad postgame show as North Harrison gets the win today, 47-44 over Seymour. And the victory for the Lady Cats gets them to 4-13 on the season. Their second road win of the season as well, in true road games, that is. So you got 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2-5 now on the road this year. Seymour now 5-12 on the season. The Lady Owls are 1-3, 1-4. They are now 3-5 here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on Donna Sullivan Court this season. Let's go through the rest of the stats here. Take one quick break, and then we'll wrap it up after that. Seymour wins the rebounding today, 32-29 over North Harrison. The Lady Owls had 14 offensive rebounds among their 32 total. Emmy Followell had 9 rebounds, 5 of which came on the offensive end of the floor. Meantime, Emmy Munson with 6 rebounds, 1 offensive board for her today. Sophie Skidmore had 5 rebounds, all defensive. 3 offensive rebounds for Claire Skaggs. Abby Oddie with 3 rebounds, 2 of those on the offensive end. Meantime, 2 rebounds coming from Kennedy Burnett, Kelsey Hunsley, and Ava Creedy. Creedy had 2 offensive rebounds here this afternoon. Hunsley, 2 defensive rebounds, and then Burnett, 1 offensive and 1 defensive rebound for the Lady Owls, who had 32 total rebounds, 14 on the offensive glass. North Harrison, 29 rebounds, 10 on the offensive end today. Grace Goldman with the double-double, 10 rebounds to go with her 26 points. She had 3 offensive rebounds today. Carly Chapman had 9 rebounds, 5 of those on the offensive end. Olivia Brown, 5 rebounds total, all defensive boards today. Lillian Burks had 2 rebounds for the Lady Cats. Paisley Book with an offensive rebound. Same goes for Lucy Flickner, and Adele Emmons with a defensive rebound today for North Harrison. Seymour had trouble with turnovers all day. They end up with 15 in this one, 9 in the first half, 6 in the second half. Lady Cats had 6 turnovers in both halves, 12 on the contest in total. The Lady Owls dished out 8 assists on 16 made shots. Skaggs, Skidmore, and Burnett all had 2 assists apiece. Munson with 1 assist and Followell with 1 as well for Seymour. For the Lady Cats, 2 assists, both from Grace Goldman on 16 made baskets today. We'll take one more break. We'll wrap it up, and we'll preview tonight's matchup for the North Harrison Cougars as they get ready to head to Scottsburg to take on the Warriors. You're listening to North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Morgan's Auto Salvage has been serving the community for many years and have been in the car business since 1984. Morgan's Auto Salvage has late model car, truck, and now carrying semi-truck parts. Can't find a part? With Nationwide Locator, you can find any part you need for your car, truck, or semi. Located on North State Road 37 in Paoli, Indiana. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Check out their Facebook page at Morgan's Auto Salvage. For questions, call 812-723-2121. Let Morgan's Auto Salvage experience go to work for you.
Real country, pure country.
96.9 WKLO, Hardinsburg, Corydon, Paoli.
Mid-Southern Conference boys basketball coming up this evening here on 96.9 WKLO. The North Harrison Cougars will head into Scott County to take on the much-improved Scottsburg Warriors. The Warriors feature a 4th-year varsity player and senior forward Garrett Bowling, who has become the leader for that team. Junior guards Jaron Luttrell and Braden Cox will be the main threats from the perimeter for a team that loves to spread the floor on offense and shoot threes. The Warriors will also throw some pressure at the Cougars in the full court. And when they're not in a man-to-man defense in the half court, they like to throw in a matchup 2-3 zone along with a little 1-3-1 zone as well. The Cougars had the game at home against Austin last night. Unfortunately, they lost 70-64 to the Eagles. It'll be a tough bounce back tonight on the road in the second half of their annual Scott County weekend to start their January schedule tonight. So join us for our Davis Crushstone pregame coverage this evening. We'll get started around 7:10, 7:15 from Charles Meyer Gymnasium on Donna Cheatham Court on the campus of Scottsburg Middle School in the city of Scottsburg. JV at 6, varsity around 7:30. So that'll be coming up tonight as we wrap things up here this afternoon. From Lloyd Scott Gymnasium, we'd like to thank all of our great sponsors, Harrison County Hospital, Denny's Carpet, and Our Place Drug and Alcohol Services in Corydon, Prosser Career Education Center in New Albany, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Bender Lumber, First Harrison Bank, Morgan's Auto Salvage in Paoli, and Davis Crushstone in DePaul. Most of all, thanks to you for listening to our North Harrison girls basketball broadcast this afternoon. Once again, the final score on the First Harrison Banking Butler scoreboard. It's North Harrison 47, Seymour 44. Just the second time North Harrison has ever beaten Seymour here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium in the history of the program, and the first time since January 6th of 2018. The JV game in 2 quarters also goes to Corey Love and his Lady Cats 24-19. We thank you for listening to our broadcast this afternoon, our first of our doubleheader Saturday with North Harrison basketball, and we thank you for listening to our postgame coverage presented by Davis Crushstone. Located at 8605 Big John Road in DePaul. For all of your crushed stone, lime, and aggregate needs, call Davis Crushstone at 812-347-2707. For our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton, saying have a great afternoon. From Donna Sullivan Court inside Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on the campus of Seymour High School here in the city of Seymour. We'll talk to you from Charles Meyer Gymnasium this evening. North Harrison boys visit Scottsburg in a Mid-Southern Conference showdown. This reminder on the way out, keep your heads held high, love each other, be a light in your community, and may God bless America. Thanks again for tuning in this afternoon. You have been listening to coverage of North Harrison Lady Cats basketball right here on 96.9 WKLO.
This broadcast on Real Country 96.9 WKLO has been made possible by our incredible community sponsors: Davis Crushstone, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Denny's Carpet, First Harrison Bank, Morgan's Auto Salvage, Our Place Drug and Alcohol Services, Prosser Career Education Center. Thanks for supporting local athletes, local schools, and local radio. This has been Real Country 96.9